This is Papa Brad. Welcome to the Evercadians, a show for fans of the Evercade.
Brad, man, since we were last on the show, you are now a proud owner of an Evercade VS Founders Edition.
I know, I'm an Evercadian now.
Wow, welcome to the club.
Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Evercadians number one.
Number
What's going
one,
on,
baby.
everyone?
So we're gonna start right off. We're gonna jump right into it. We're not gonna waste any time. First topic: why the Evercade? And I'll go first, and then we'll just go around the horn. You know, there's a lot of things that the Evercade is doing right, and one of the things that I like is I've always liked physical media. I've always been into Atari and collecting cartridges, and I just like the moves they're making, and I like that they have curated collections of games, and I'm excited to get into Evercade. And that's kind of I also like that they're coming out with an arcade, which is pretty cool, I think. How about you, Brooklyn? Tell me
Why Evercade for me, Brad?
Why the Evercade?
Why? So many
Why the
people ask
Evercade,
why, and
Brooklyn?
I can
Why?
answer why. Some things that you said, Brad, physical media. It's so great because we're very familiar with a lot of these games already. And you always hear, well, you can play these games anywhere. So why do you want to play them on Evercade? Number one, physically holding that cartridge in your hand, having a booklet inside, and seeing like some of your favorite classic retro arcade games like physically in your hand, where it would be so hard to get some of these games on a physical cartridge, or you'd be spending so much money to do that. Just being able to acquire stuff like that, and like you said, curated collections. You may buy a cartridge because you love a few games on it, but they kind of group games together that make sense, and you always find a hidden gem that you would have never known about. Another thing,
discover games that you would have never played, right? Let's let Herb Wars have a chance to speak.
I'll let Herb go 1 second. One last thing, Brad.
Yeah.
Another thing, even though you can play these games in a million places, I find myself playing it more on the Evercade because I'm not sitting there for 2 hours sifting through a random list of games. I have the stuff,
limited selection,
1 or 2 cartridges, depending on what I'm playing on, right in front of me. And I spend more time enjoying the games than flipping through thousands of them to figure out what I want to play.
So you're kind of locked into that game list. Okay, why the Evercade? Why should people be interested in the Evercade, Herb Wars?
Well, first off, it's very affordable. The cartridges range from $20. The $25 ones are the new ones coming out. There's games on there that you don't normally see on other collections. Yes, you can get them in other spots, but you can own them physically. A lot of these homebrew games, never released Atari games, have come to the Evercade, and it's just a great way to discover some games that aren't so popular on this cool little niche system. And it's really cool how it's blown up because I've been here since the beginning, and it seems the past year or so it's really been blowing up, and I really love seeing that.
Okay, awesome. For me, it's also about the fun of collecting. I mean, it's a limited amount of things you can collect, and
For sure.
I think the collectability of it is really interesting, and all the things that we were talking about, physical media, and I've been watching Evercade for a long time and thinking about kind of jumping in, and I feel like now's the right time because I mean, we have Toaplan 3 coming. I love Toaplan. So I feel like they're bringing the kind of things that I want to play.
Now that's an example, Brad. Now you and I and Herb definitely were all very familiar with every single game.
Every game
that's coming out on the Toaplan 3 cartridge. But you still have that excitement for it.
Yeah. But it's going to be a whole new group of people that have never played these games before. And that's the exciting part. And I think they are curating really good lists of games. So that was the first topic, just why the Evercade. And this channel will only be Evercade. There'll be nothing else on this channel but Evercade content. And the show will probably be every 2 to 3 weeks, maybe as long as a month. But it's not going to be like a weekly show. But we wanted to just do an Evercade only channel because we're interested in it. But we feel like we had enough content to put on one channel, didn't we, Brooklyn?
Yeah, and I could say also, like, not to confuse anybody, the show is, I said 3, it's actually streaming on 4 channels tonight.
Yeah.
But eventually, once
monetize, it will go to just this
the
channel.
Evercadians channel starts getting more subscribers, this will eventually just be
The only
exclusive
place
to
to
that
watch
channel.
it. Yeah. But for right now, we're just trying to make sure that people actually get to see the show. And so we're just multi-streaming it. The Evercade Alpha. Okay, we'll start with the positives. What are some positives that you all feel about the new Alpha? I know I ordered one. I think everyone here has ordered one. I think one person might have ordered two.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you ordered two. Who ordered two? So I think we'll let Herb start us off. Tell me what
He's
are some
worse than me.
positives.
The positive is we're all collectors. We're into this hobby. They're desktop. They're not as big. They don't take up as much room, and they come with the Sanwa. Well, if you got the what is it, the alpha or the
The
upgraded
deluxe.
versions,
Yeah.
the deluxe
From
versions,
stock.
they came with the Sanwa controls, and the exclusive games was really the reason I picked them up. And because I'm a huge collector and I want to have the complete collection, that's why I had to go with both. That's why I picked
That's
it up.
awesome. I want to read this comment here from Ian Hobbies. He said, Evercade, because we are reliving, purchasing, and collecting these awesome retro games in the era of the internet and loving the engagement with like-minded folks. That's one thing I want to say I really love about it. It's the simplicity of you just put a cartridge in, it works. It's like going back to, for me, all the way back to like almost the Atari. I mean, I know when I put that cartridge in, it's going to work. And that's exciting
No
for me.
updating.
Another thing, Brad,
updating.
you can enjoy it at home.
Does not need to be connected to the internet to work,
Yeah, you kick back, enjoy it at home on your big TV. If you're on the go, you got your handheld, you can bring it with you.
Yeah.
If you don't want to bring your handheld, you want to just have something small to shove in your pocket. There you go. You got your Hyper Mega tech. You can bring that with you. So there's so many ways to enjoy the game.
100%. It's also the affordability, like Herb Wars was saying. Basically, I just bought the original Evercade because it was only like $6 more than getting the cartridges. So I got the original Evercade as well. But I mean, it's not that something that's real expensive to collect. It's not really cost prohibitive. But and the thing is, since you're buying the cartridges, you're gonna go slower, and you're gonna play each cartridge and check out some games. You're gonna find some games you've never seen before. I know there's all kind of games, and I think it's kind of cool because aren't they from England? They from the UK?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like some of the selections of stuff are just stuff I've never heard of. Because of course we're from the United States, so I think some of the picks are kind of cool.
Yeah, like the Oliver Twins collection. That's a perfect example of games that were very renowned in European countries. We didn't know as much about them, so it's great to be introduced to those. And that's a cartridge that I'm really enjoying. It's a difficult cartridge at this point to find at a reasonable price, but it's stacked with those Dizzy games. So it was a great introduction to that series.
Yeah, and and the UI is really great too. It's very slick. It's very streamlined. It reminds me of Netflix, because it's very clean. To take the time says agreed on playing games I wouldn't have tried. Radio Latoy says you appreciate the game more. And choice paralysis is real, 100%, Jason. Like my iArcade, I probably have over 1,000 games on it easily. And it's just so much choice. Like when you can literally play everything, sometimes it's too much, it's too overwhelming, and that's why I collect stuff like Ataris, because I can if I want to simplify things, I can just put in a cartridge and but I've always enjoyed collecting things, whether it was comic books. I've been through so many phases. There's so many things I've collected, but I like the collectability. To me, that's one of the exciting things. Like some people are like, some of these cartridges are expensive, but I think that's cool. That's one of the cool things about the hobby is that you're collecting, and maybe you're one of those lucky people. Maybe you bought 3 Oliver Twins, it's a collectible item.
I don't think the cartridges were ever meant to be as expensive as some of them are getting. Going back to Herb's point from early on is that, Herb Wars and I have been into Evercade pretty much since the start. Herb Wars even before me.
Now you have a
So
complete
so
collection. You
we
have all the cartridges,
so we
right?
those
So does
cartridges were
Herbivores.
readily available.
Mhm.
As it started to gain popularity and some of the cartridges weren't available anymore and people want to get a full collection, that's where you get people online that could pretty much price them however they want, because people out there are going to buy them. They're just, at this point, some of them are becoming really difficult to find. If you check every day, you do see some people will eventually get lucky and maybe be able to find some of
Yeah.
the difficult cartridges to
I
get
think
at a
it's
reasonable
not
price.
it's not really that different from like collecting Nintendo. There's certain cartridges that are grails, right? I was it Little Samson is one of the ones on the NES. It's like really
Yep.
because it's just hard to find. Maybe they didn't print enough, but most of the cartridges are still readily available and affordable. It's just a small group of them that are went what do they call it, legacy, when they're not making them anymore.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't even be surprised if you start seeing the OG handheld and like the VS, the original version, start shooting up in price within the next
They
year,
already are.
because they're moving on to the VSR and the
yeah.
EXPR.
Well, Rob Cat says Evercade is also great for hitting different categories for people like different types of games, arcade games, puzzles, platformer, shmups, and fighting games. Like for me, like when I saw that they had 2 Toaplan collections already, like I love shmups, so like that now they're getting they just announced a third, which I think is great, but that's what I'm looking forward to. Finding some games that I haven't played before that are kind of the hidden gems. So.
Well, the same with the indie games that they bring to the console. They get buried on Steam. You bring it to something like the Evercade, and it really spotlights some of these games that you might not have seen through a library like Steam. Which
Yeah,
is cool.
half these games you would never even find them. So you put your cartridge in, you flip through, eventually you try everything. You may find some that you don't like, but I've never found a cartridge where the
There's
whole thing was
nothing
a
on
bust
it,
for me.
right?
I've
Yeah.
always gotten enjoyment out of every cartridge I played.
Okay. So let me go to our next topic. Let's see what the next topic was. Second. Okay, we're gonna start at the basics. Papa Brad is new to the Evercade. I'm not as new as I was when I started, but let's start with the basics. Okay. There are 3 different types of cartridges, right, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
What are the 3 colors? Can you tell me
So
tell
you
me
have
about
like,
the red? What's the red?
well, you had the kind of like maroon. Those would be the console
is this?
collection.
See how
Those
it's
are
red?
console collection.
Okay. So all these are red. And tell me about the numbering. Is that when they
So
were released?
each collection
Mhm.
has numbers. So it doesn't, depending on the color of the cartridge, you have numbered collections for that specific category.
Okay.
It does not necessarily mean in the order that it came out, because
Okay.
you might have a purple cartridge that came out, but
Oh, we're talking about red. Brooklyn, you're taking over. We're talking about red. Just tell me about the red. So these are all console games, right?
all console games.
Okay. So then we're going to pull, this is the purple cartridge. And these are all arcade games.
Yes.
Now, the cool thing about the purple ones, there's only 10 of them. So immediately I collected all 10. That was
12 now coming.
Well, 2 coming, but what I'm saying is like currently today, if you wanted to collect them all, you're basically looking to get 10 cartridges. And it didn't take me no time, and I had the group of 10.
And a lot of those used to come packed in when you bought the system.
Yeah.
When I bought my original VS, it came with 4 cartridges. When I got my EXP, my limited edition, it came with 2 arcade cartridges.
Yeah. And the thing I found out, the numbers are different for each one. So like the 1 through 10 is all just arcade games, 1 through 10.
Yes.
And then the console games, I don't know how high it goes to, what the highest number is, but they're also numbered. And then Herb Wars, do you have the tell us about the blue cartridges. So 3 colors: purple.
So this is the
red, or
home
blue?
computer, the home computer line. The blue one.
Mm-hmm. Is that Commodore 64?
Yeah, this is the Commodore 64
Okay.
Collection 3.
That's the latest on that.
Yeah, that's the latest. That's the Peggy version, just to make Brooklyn mad.
I like the
Okay.
Peggy versions.
Okay, what does that mean? Like, because people saying Peggy, what does that mean? Explain that to people that don't know. Like, if you were just coming in, I don't know what Peggy means. People are saying Peggy. I'm like, what is that? Is
That's
that
just a
someone that works at?
rating.
Is that someone that works at Evercade?
It's just
What's
the
Peggy?
rating system in European
Okay.
countries. Like here, we would have E for everybody,
Yeah.
T for
Okay.
teen, M for
So
mature.
you're talking about like
ESRB.
this
Mhm.
green thing on there. No, you see it? Now that means it came from England, right? If it has the
Yeah.
green
Most of my
Yep.
cartridges have that because I get most of my stuff through Fun Stock.
front stock.
Because
Okay.
Fun Stock gets it to you like before anybody else, it seems.
And
anymore.
you'll notice the cartridge itself too even has like a green. If it came from Fun Stock or from the UK, it has the green logo on the cartridge, which is pretty neat. See, I'm learning all this stuff, Brooklyn. I'm learning all this now. One of the things I really like about the cartridge, I just want to zoom in on a cartridge real quick. One thing I really like is like the cartridges themselves. Look how cool they make them. Like they have the brand, like Toaplan, and then they have cool artwork. So, and this is printed on the cartridge. This is not a sticker, which is I think is pretty neat.
I would always get worried putting the cartridge into my consoles that it was going to peel the sticker off of the front. But if you look at it closely, it's actually recessed down. So they thought about that.
It's like
so it doesn't rub.
Just a little bit. Yeah, so it doesn't rub. Okay. Ichabod says Peggy Bundy. No, the Peggy is the rating system. But you can tell on the cartridges because they have the green squares. And I guess you know, it seems like all these titles, for the most part, that I've gotten. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the Duke Nukem one. It's probably a different rating, isn't it? Like this one
depends where you ordered it from.
Okay.
If you got it from Amazon, it might be ESRB, but if you got it from Fun Stock, it'll probably be Peggy.
Okay. So let's see.
In other words, Brad, it makes absolutely no difference, but
they play the same.
Maniacs like me and Herbivores will possibly try to get two of them. Like I have two Oliver twins. I have North American and I have the Peggy.
So the completionist, I mean, there's two different ones. But the thing that's funny is the cartridges, they're not region locked. So
it's exactly the same.
They're not region locked at all.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter whether it is the Peggy or the American cartridge. Elio says he tries to collect the American carts, but he does have some pegs. Okay. Welcome to the stream. Is that Gene Joke? Did I say that right? I hope so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Welcome to the stream. So we're learning about Evercade. We got 3 different colors. We got purple, red, and blue, depending on what they are. Purple is arcade, red is console, and blue is computer. Okay. Okay, we're going to talk about the new carts. You want to watch a video first? We'll show one video, then we'll talk about all the games on it, what we think of the cartridge. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
I have the videos preloaded. Let me get the first one. Let's start with, Papa Brad's going to be gushing over this one. We know which one I'm going to start with.
Dude, I was so excited. Like as soon as I saw that, I immediately messaged you.
I know. This is like my wheelhouse. Like right away, I was like, I mean, this is why I'm getting into Evercade.
Peggy 7.
So that was obviously the Toaplan collection. Favorite game in the list?
That's
Is everyone going to Batsugan? Everyone's going to
Yeah.
probably say Batsugan.
You know what? I'm actually
Final and
excited.
last shmup of all
Yeah,
time.
but I'm excited to just play the non-SP version, which is the
Yeah,
one
it's
I
cool
always
they give
play.
you both.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
yeah, it is cool that they give you both.
Yeah,
And
I'm excited to play the non-SP version too, because we had the SP version on the iArcade, which is an upgraded version, but it'd be cool to have the original. And of course, my favorite game of all time, Truxton 2, is on
yeah,
there.
and
That's one of my
Truxton
favorite
2,
shmups. That is a legendary shmup.
unlike
if you're into that genre.
unlike a lot of shoot 'em ups from the arcade, that is a long and punishing game. Like
Yeah,
it just
I've looped
keeps
it.
going
I
and
was with
going
you.
and
You
going.
remember? You
Yeah.
remember? You were
We did
with
a
me when I
full
looped it.
playthrough
We
on
did a
my
full
show.
run all the way through.
I think Gox is going to be a new one for a lot of
Mhm.
people. I mean, I've beaten Gox. That's a great one. It's a paddle game with enemies. It's almost like, you know, that Toaplan style. It's like
I
it
think,
has that shoot 'em up style, but it's
yeah,
a
people
paddle
are going to
game.
be blown away. I mean, like Outzone, like every game on this cart is fire.
Yeah,
I mean,
Outzone is great.
We
it's a great
streamed
cart.
Outzone together, didn't we, Brad?
Yeah, we
Didn't
did.
we?
We did
Yeah,
back when
that's
they
a great
first
game.
enabled online, and you know, it's just you know, I mean, I can't say enough. This is like the definition of a day one purchase must buy. I mean,
This
for
is
me,
probably the
like,
best cartridge.
yeah, I mean, for the arcade collection, I mean, this is great. So that was pretty much the Toaplan cartridge. Any other games you want to point out in the list?
They're all good. I mean, you can't go
Yeah,
wrong with
okay.
pretty much any of them on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's
And
definitely.
I just like that they have respect for Toaplan and those legendary shoot 'em ups.
Yeah, I
And
mean, if you love shmups, it's I mean, it's the ultimate.
if it introduces it to a, you know, a new generation of people that have never played these games before, you're in for a treat.
I think they purposely made them vertical because they're trying to sell that new grip that they're coming out with,
Mm.
and to play it on Tate because this cartridge is going to go great with that grip when they introduce
Oh
that. I
yeah,
don't think it's out yet, but
yeah.
it
That's
looks
the
really
thing I
cool.
like too. Like another thing, going back to why Evercade choice, affordable. You got handhelds, multiple handhelds. They got, you know, the Verse console where you could play it on your TV, sit on the couch and play, and then they've got a little miniature arcade. I think it's pretty cool. I like that they're giving you a lot of choices.
Well, we have more choices, Brad, because we also have a Data East cartridge coming out, another one
I know. Let's check that one out next.
with even more games.
Ian says, Ian Hobby says, I only play Batsugan on my Egret 2 Mini. Getting it on the Evercade will be such a treat. More folks can play Batsugan, the better. Yeah. And this is one of those
Absolutely.
games that nobody knows about, but after you've played it, it's like, it's great, you know?
It's the bridge between retro and modern shoot 'em ups. It really was.
I feel like I spoke about that game so much on the iArcadians. I mean, I love
Yeah,
that,
it's like
that
we're so
game.
familiar with these
Absolutely.
games. It's like we're already very familiar with them, but it's going to be a whole new audience playing them, which I think is going to be great. Okay, so
And
the next one we're going
handheld.
to look at is that was called the Toaplan Arcade 3, and then now we're going to look at Data East Arcade 2. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so that was the Data East selections. I mean, for me, the Edward Randy, the cliffhanger,
Yeah.
I mean, that for me is the hidden gem. Like when people start playing that, they're going to be blown away.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just huge
It's
action
such an
pieces from start to
amazing
finish.
game. And I think like it's completely underappreciated. Like it's the definition of like a hidden gem. Like it, it's just great. You have the battle with the whips on biplanes. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
It's
crazy.
awesome. So
Dare I say, Super Burger Time even better than the original Burger Time.
I love Super Burger Time, and you could play 2 players. You could play 2 players at once with Super Burger Time, which you couldn't do in Burger Time, right?
Yeah, the Western game they showed on there, I have it up on my arcade right now. We played that one. That's a difficult game, but I had a lot of fun playing that one.
It is. How about you? What are the standouts for you? I mean, for me,
Same
it's
as you guys. I mean, yeah. I mean, I remember playing that when it
they
came
don't
out
call
on
it
the
the cliffhanger,
arcade.
but the Edward Randy cliffhanger
For
is
sure.
the arcade classic that a lot of people don't even know about. Just
Yeah,
like
that was a
that
great game.
I can
Yeah.
tell you one that's not a standout for me.
What's that?
Peter Pepper's Ice Cream Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
is
can't
brutal.
stand that game.
No,
Dude,
the thing about
that game is impossible.
It's just a really tough old school arcade game.
There's
I do
tough,
agree.
and then
The
there's just
difficulty is
rage quit after 5 minutes. I can't even get past the first level on that, and I've tried multiple times. It's just insane.
yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
I
we
like
got
Crude
Mount
Busters too.
Crude Busters is on there, yeah. Something that Evercade has not done yet should be considered send-in support. There are licenses out there for lots of value light gun games. No other consoles using this tech right now. Maybe.
That you have the USB plug-in in the front, so
Mhm. Yeah.
we found that if you put the white border up, you can pretty much play send-in on anything.
On anything, yeah, because it scales automatic. The gun is smart; it scales to whatever that border is. Remember when we were playing Operation Wolf, and I had a multi. I could
You were
point
going dual screen. You
screens.
were going from one
Dual
screen to the other.
I would just switch to a totally different screen just to show
Yeah, and
how
it just
seamless
picked it
it was.
up.
Incredible.
So it's just a matter of probably integrating that border into it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if there'd have to be some sort of firmware through send-in, but it could definitely work. I don't know if they have enough games out there to do that, or if it makes sense to them, because you have to like think about it. Like then they're saying, okay, if you're putting out a cartridge that's going to have light gun games on it, how many people are you excluding that don't have it?
Yeah,
now,
that's
if they
the hard
came
part.
out with their own peripheral, their own kind of Evercade light gun, maybe it would make more sense.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that'll ever happen. But I did play Operation Wolf today on the Super Pocket, and surprisingly,
it's
it
very
runs.
playable. I know
It's very playable. Yeah,
very playable. I was surprised too when I played it. I thought there's no way you can play Operation Wolf on the Super Pocket, but that's
definitely
actually
obviously not as good as a light gun, but
light
on
gun,
a little
but
that little tiny
totally
screen on the
playable.
go,
Yeah.
it was still a lot of fun.
Gene Joke says Trio the Punch is so bad it's good. Now that's one I haven't played.
I've never played
never
that
Once
one.
again,
either.
like I'm surprised. Like there's an arcade game I have not played on there, so I think that's pretty cool. That'll be something new. But I like the list. I would say the two. I would say the Toaplan for me is a little stronger as far as the games on it, but I think they're
For
both
sure.
good cartridges. I'm certainly going to pick them both up. Rob Cat says has been looking for more Evercade coverage. Most of it's been overseas. I'm enjoying this. You guys actually get Evercade. You may well help more people discover the goodness of Evercade. And that's really all we want to do. Just, talk about the games. And the thing that's kind of cool about Evercade, it is kind of a slower, like, you don't have to do like a weekly show necessarily, right? Because stuff comes out kind of slower. And we all have YouTube channels. So
I covered it on my show as well.
Yeah.
But we cover a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, on the Friday Night Arcade Show. And I'm on a show, Arcade Talk. We all have other shows we do. And we do talk about Evercade a little bit, a tiny amount, but I really wanted to make a place where we could all just get together and just talk about Evercade and put content for Evercade if we wanted to. I got Gregory popping in. Good to see you, Gregory.
What's up, Greg?
We did not talk about the negatives of the Alpha. I'm trying to follow up my notes, and I realized we skipped that. Negatives of the Alpha for me. The main negative for me is it doesn't have HDMI out. That's my number one critique. Is like, what do you think is the negative? Like, the things I like about it is obviously, it's going to give people good arcade controls to play their games. Even the cheapest model will have good controls. They're talking about using SAMWA clones, like what iArcade did, and they're offering the SAMWA, the real stuff, for a little bit more. But as far as negatives, the only real negative I can think of is it doesn't have HDMI out. What do you got?
There's another one. I would say a missed opportunity is not being able to link two of them together. And so, like Herbors is going to have both. How great would that be to have it either back to back or side to side, and two people can link up and play play a game against each other in that way. I know you could do it
Like
by connecting in a controller, but that would be a great way to do it. With the HDMI out,
some people will buy two of them anyway. Some people will buy two of them,
The HDMI out is.
They would have put all the games on each one, though. Like, if it would have been cool if you could have had a Mega Man and a Street Fighter and put them back to back, and then you could play the games versus each other on both of them.
Yeah, and on the HDMI out,
the games.
That's kind of a miss, mostly also for like YouTubers, because we like to show off the products and we like to play them, compete against each other. So it's the best representation when you could just run it right into your capture card. It's better for when you're doing videos and stuff like that. However, I do understand why they don't have it. We are going to be able to play certain cartridges that we couldn't play on a VS or anything that does
like the
have an
Namco
HDMI.
card, right?
Now, they could have potentially did something where, if it's a game that is that they don't have the license to go through HDMI out, maybe those games would just turn that off. We've seen that done in the past.
Yeah. Like Sega did that with iArcade with their licenses.
But again, and also think of it as a business point of view. If you have the Alpha and it has two cartridge slots, it's got HDMI out, you're kind of like killing your business now for the VS.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, but the thing is, the more people you have playing, the more users you get playing, probably the more cartridges you're going to sell. So, I mean, I think it's kind of a mixed bag on that. What do you think, Herb Wars?
I think the only negative I could really think of might not be a popular opinion, but the fact that they're releasing both of them at the same time seems like they might have shot themselves in the foot.
You should have staggered them, done like maybe Street Fighter or Mega Man,
and then
for 6 months, then release another one 6 months down the road.
For sure. I mean, because they're not as cheap as the rest of their products, so I mean they are used to serving like a cheaper base, So,
and that is a big thing. A lot of people get sticker shock. We don't, because we come from home arcade. We have, people that have not seen me before. I have an entire arcade room where I have all kind of arcades. So we come from home arcade. So I immediately thought, well, that's a reasonable price for what they're offering. I mean, they're giving you good controls. SAMWA clone buttons are real SAMWA buttons. They're giving me 2 cartridge points, 2 cartridges. They're giving me a really good screen. And I like that it's small because it's pretty much portable. I mean, it's a small self-contained system that doesn't rely. It doesn't have to connect to the internet to turn on, it's like, there's something cool about these things that are more simplified, it's going back to a simpler time. To me, that is a strength of Evercade, not a weakness.
As far as also what Herbor says about them putting them both out at the same time. I think the deluxe, what it should have been, obviously SAMWA controls. That's a given. But the deluxe should not have been a Mega Man skin or the Street Fighter. It should have been an Alpha skin, and it should have had all of the games from both of them.
I agree.
In one, and been like a real special edition.
I mean, I would pay $30. I would pay $30 more bucks.
I would pay whatever more for that.
I mean, just
that
make it
awesome.
Go to 11. But I mean, it is the sticker shock. Like, you got to remember, like, they're hitting a much higher price range, and I think we're coming at it from, like I said, being in home arcade, so we see it as being very affordable for what you get. But probably in the UK, this is a pretty premium item for a lot of people. Apparently, from the feedback I've read, so I've been trying to follow it. Gene Joke has an interesting point. He says he doesn't know a staggered release might frustrate people if they bought the Mega Man, then 6 months later the Street Fighter one came out.
That's true. That's true.
What
That's
if
a good
they
point.
announced?
I think I don't think they
both of them and then done this still had a time gap.
I think they're just giving people choices,
Mhm.
So a lot of us, because I just like the mix of the games on the Mega
Choices are
Man,
good.
and I'm not as big as just playing a bunch of Street Fighter games.
Mhm.
Obviously, Final Fight, I'd love to have that as well on the Alpha, but
It's really-
it gave me a choice. So I don't think they're out there expecting everyone to buy both of them, and I would not be surprised if these are not the last alphas that we see, because we don't know what's coming down the road.
We don't know what
kind of
companies are gonna
licenses
work
they're
with
getting.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if we in the future start seeing some more alphas popping up with different built-in games.
I mean, of course, we'd like to see like Konami or Sega, but we know from home arcade those are really mega expensive licenses. So as much as we might want that to happen, I'm not sure if that will happen. I mean, it would be cool. Would you buy even like with the smaller ones? I think like Sega and Konami and probably SNK, right? Metal. Can you imagine if they had a Metal Slug?
That'd be, oh man,
That'd be cool.
Like a red themed one. I mean, we're just speculating.
one that looks like a Neo
little
Geo.
tiny little red Neo Geo. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't?
Even though
have
you
to
can
have
already
that?
get that with the
can already get
MVSX, I still want that.
Yeah,
I think
we just keep buying the
think
same
it's
thing
cool.
sometimes.
It's kind of like, it's kind of outside the box though.
For
But
sure.
so there's a lot of things they could do with it. As far as that,
I think the Alpha is great for all Evercade owners, even if you have zero intention of ever getting one, because if you love to have these arcade collections, now there's a reason for Evercade to start pumping out more of them. So even if you're not going to get the Alpha, you could still enjoy all these great arcade collections that are probably going to be coming out. As you can see, we already got 2 more. And I think that that's a direct result of the Alpha coming out, because those cartridges are dropping alongside with the release of the Alpha. So we can expect to see a lot more arcade cartridges. We still have 4 more cartridges to be announced. Evercade put out a post that they're like, of 3 of them, people are going to get, a lot of people will be getting what they asked for. So what that is, we don't know. A lot of people ask for different things, but they did, like, one of them is going to be more, I think, of an out there type cartridge, like some of the stuff Evercade does. But out of the next 4, 3 of them are going to be stuff that the community has been asking for.
yeah, I like the indie cartridges. Like I've just opened those, and I'm really enjoying the indie collections they have. They have 3 different cartridges with indie games, and of course that's another reason. Like when we go back to the beginning of the show, why Evercade, why now? And one of the things I like is that they support independent game producers. The indie cartridges are great. Got a lot of good games on there. So. But
and like Herbor says, like, try finding some of these games in a physical form.
Yeah,
you get a whole cartridge full of them for $20. I see some of these games that do have a physical cartridge going for $60-$70 and up, just for the one game.
Donut Dodo.
Yeah, I picked up a physical of Donut Dodo.
Yeah, on the Switch.
That, see right there, like you could see, like Evercade knows, like, the good games out there.
Yeah,
we all knew about Donut Dodo since the day it came out. We knew how great that was.
Donut Dodo, get us a Circus Interstellar in the next indie.
That could happen. I don't see why that game is definitely.
I would highly recommend
great enough quality. I think the Evercade community would love that. Finding that game.
Yeah, it's like a combination of Doom and Berserk,
Hey, don't you think they could have put Donut Dodo on an arcade cartridge? I mean, it's on That
It's a
is,
retro modern arcade game, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean,
that's the only way we knew how to play it, was on an arcade types, setup.
Yeah.
So yeah, the game is awesome.
but anyway, I do like that they're supporting, independent, great independent games, and it's a curated collection. Like you get the games on the cart, you give each game a try, and you're going to find some you really love. I think that's pretty cool. So, okay, the next thing, Brooklyn, should I give away a cartridge?
That sounds good, Brad. What do you got in store?
I'm going to give away a cartridge right now. If you
Good
would
thing
like to
Brad didn't
win
say, "Hey, Brooklyn, can you give away a cartridge?" Because I don't know how
this is
happy I would have been
Papa
about
Brad.
that.
Let's see here.
But if Brad wants to give one away,
Yeah, I'm giving one away. It's still sealed. I'm giving away Indie Heroes 2. Brand new. Sealed.
nice.
And we're going to do it the fair way.
Disco Tapeworms on there.
Yes, it's got some good games on it, man. This
A lot of great puzzle games on there.
And for our first show, we'll give out the Indie Heroes 2 cartridge. If you'd like to win the cartridge, I'm going to use a giveaway tool. Put hashtag Papa Brad with a space. I'll type it in the comments.
Herb Wars, you can't enter.
I have them all. I'm
I
good.
know. You already have 10 copies.
Hashtag Papa Brad.
I have a feeling that Ettensoft might already be in talks.
Now here's the thing, Brad.
Uh,
Because I would love everyone who's watching to have an opportunity to win. Is this going to work if they put this in on my channel?
I don't know. I've never done this before.
I don't think it's going to collect. Maybe it will.
It says Team Evercadians, Evercadians episode 1 live stream.
Brad, how are you chatting as me on my channel? I think you're logged into my YouTube channel.
You are.
No, we do all of. No, I'm logged into all 4.
Oh, okay.
Because it's one stream, so it'll collect from all of them.
Yeah, I can never get into an issue with Brad now. He can delete my whole channel.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. You're safe, Brooklyn. You're safe.
See my family there in the chat. Another brand new Evercade owner. He's just waiting. He ordered the EXPR and the VSR.
We'll sealed. Good luck, gamers. Hashtag Papa Brad. And you will just we went full. Papa Brad went all out. I even made a.
Nix is not even trying to win.
No. Let's see.
He does not want to start a new addiction.
No. If you do win, email Papa Brad at evercadians@gmail.com. And
so we are clear. Richard Deli got a space.
Gotta have a space.
I think after the hashtag.
Space Brad.
So re-enter it in without space. Yeah. So is it populating from all the channels since all the chats are going through one StreamYard?
It should be, yeah. It should be.
You'll probably know if you see how many people are entering.
Yeah. Well, we should see quite a few. Actually, I can look at the tool, can't I? Hold on a second. Brooklyn Menace. Maybe I can I share the screen? Let me see. I think I can share the screen.
Yeah, you can share it.
And then I do this. See, did it come
collecting comments.
Okay. So I have the tool open. Start collecting comments.
Yeah, let's see how many it starts to collect.
Okay, so it says we have good. Yeah, I think it's all connected. We have 14 people that have entered.
Awesome.
So it's actually collecting them from no matter where you're watching from. So we got 14 entries. You have a 1 in 14 chance of winning Indie Heroes number 2. And just email me, and I'll get your address, and I'll ship it out. So,
you know what? If you win it and you don't have an Evercade and you want a really good entry point, grab yourself a Super Pocket.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, the Super Pocket's great, man. It's basically a consoleized Evercade for, what, about $60?
I have the limited edition pack, and I don't want to open that. So I just grabbed the title one that I don't care about, taking with me.
Yeah, I love it. I've been playing that way a lot because it's so portable. You can just throw a couple cartridges with you, and you got lots of gaming to go.
Right. I found the best way for me to play it. I keep my contacts on, and then I put my glasses on over my contacts, but only stare at the screen, and it's crystal clear.
Yeah, the screen is sharp.
It's very sharp. I didn't realize it was that
I
sharp.
was
Just
surprised.
looking
You
at it
can
with my
even
contacts.
you can even play like Cathedral. Like there's a firmware update you can do to it.
Yeah.
And you could play all the games.
Yeah, I
Pretty
updated
cool.
mine
I was
right
playing
out of the box.
Cathedral.
When you do update it, it sometimes will take like 3 or 4 times before
Yeah,
it
it's
kicks
kind of hit and
in.
miss until it
Yeah,
hits.
it's very hit and
I
miss.
I figured out why though, because if you have that iArcade mod on the PC, it
There's
detects
other
that rock.
firmwares you've pushed. Yeah.
So you have to. I had to do it on my wife's computer, and it worked fine. That's why
Yeah.
it wouldn't work.
Because we're all hackers. We know we all love to hack stuff. All of our stuff's hacked. Yar! Bunch of pirates. Okay, so let's do it, man. We got 15 people ready to roll. I'm gonna leave it up so we can
Roll
see
it,
it's
Brad.
fair. Here we go. Good luck,
See who gets
gamers.
it.
The winner is.
Papa Brad.
How
better
am
not.
I
Oh,
in
then
there?
we'll roll again because I typed in Papa Brad. Hashtag Papa Brad. My family.
Oh,
My family.
perfect, man. Like I said, brand new Evercade owner. He has both coming
Evercade.
next month, and now he
That's
has
awesome.
one more game to add to the collection.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
I was sending him recommendations, and he was just like, "Got it, got it, got it."
Okay,
So
well,
he's going to be ready to go.
Family. You're going to be getting a brand new copy of Indie Heroes 2. Put that to the side.
Nice.
Okay. And our next topic is recommend a game. Is the next topic. Recommended Evercade game. You have to tell the game, but you also have to tell what cartridge it's on. So you need to tell the game and what cartridge you would have to play the game. Okay. So who would like to go first?
I can go first.
Okay. Make it full screen. Hold on.
There's so many I could pick, Brad, but I'm just going to throw this out there. First
Pick
ever Evercade cartridge that was a single game, cartridge number 32. Right here, we got Full Void. This is the limited edition version.
Wow.
This one's a little hard to find right now. This one, they did the cartridge in blue. It came with a full color book.
Is that the first single game cartridge?
This is the first ever single game on an Evercade cartridge.
Wow.
First time
So
they
it's
ever
not
tried
a compilation.
I think it was a success. The game does not take that long to beat. You'll get stuck figuring some stuff out, but I blew through it in one night in 2 sittings. But the thing is I enjoyed every moment of it. They did a really good job on this game, and I recommend people picking up that cartridge. You could get the standard edition.
Yeah.
Now easily available.
Yeah, I would get
it's a
the
good
standard
time.
edition.
Couple of hours. You may even want to go through it a second time because
that's probably a very collectable game now. So they do have the standard edition. It's like
there's little
$18
Easter
in
eggs
Canada.
in the game, and at the end it lets you know the ones that you found.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes you want to go back and find the stuff again.
Okay. How about Herb Wars? What's a game you'd recommend in a cartridge that you'd have to have?
So I'm recommending off of Pico Collection 1, number 9, Water Margarine. It is a beat 'em up game, kind of like Golden Axe. It's like an older 90s game that was actually never released until I think 2015. It wasn't originally released on Sega, and it has some cool power-ups and really cool music. And it's not a very long game, and especially if you're using, if you have kids and you're busy and you need to use the save state feature on the Evercade, you'll blow through it in no time.
Okay. Awesome. So what's the name of the game again? I'm sorry.
Water Margarine. I believe it might be on Act Games as well. I'm not sure though.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, there's 2 beat 'em ups on that cartridge.
Okay. And y'all know what I'm gonna pick. Y'all know because I already put a video.
Does it start with a T?
It starts with a T. Of course, I'm gonna pick. Look at that. TH Thunder Hoop 2.
Oh, all right.
Back. Did yours come with a cool card like this? I got cards in with my cartridge.
Yeah, they come with. Sometimes the cartridges come with a bunch of goodies. You get stickers.
There were goodies inside of here.
I opened one the other day, had playing cards inside.
Cardboard poster for Thunder Hoop 2. This is like one of my favorite. This is as far as hidden gems. This is a game it's just so cool. You can't imagine until you've played it. I mean, you have fireballs shooting out of your hands.
Great game.
It's a great game.
It is a good game.
I do have a video on the Evercadians channel. This was probably one of the first produced videos I did because I love this game. But this is on Galeco Arcade 2. And they have Thunderhoop 1 and 2. I never played Thunderhoop 1. But you know, I'm going to recommend Thunderhoop 2 for my first game. Of course, it's an arcade game, and I think it's a masterpiece. So if you haven't checked it out, that would be my recommendation of an Evercade game to check out. Okay. So that was pretty much a show. What's everyone get? I'd like to thank everyone for watching. What does everyone have going on? Herb Wars, you have anything special that you're doing right now on YouTube or?
No, man. I just like to watch everybody and support all the channels and all the tournaments. That's what I'm really into. Is I'm really into watching everybody's tournaments and doing my best to participate in all of them. But there are a lot out there.
Yeah, well, I'm doing a lot of pinball tournaments, so you're always welcome to play in those. And if you're not subscribed, tell them about your channel. Herb Wars. I think a lot of people might know, but you do a lot of really cool retro gaming content.
Yeah, I'm like a collector enthusiast, you know, just mess around on games. And like I said, I don't really do very well produced videos. I'm just a guy that sits in front of a camera and talks about gaming.
I love your videos. Don't sell yourself short. You're great. So that's Herb Wars on YouTube. Brooklyn Menace. Want to say
I do the Friday night arcade show every Friday. I decide to do it 10:45 p.m. But next Friday is definitely going to be something completely different. I may actually start the show earlier. It is going to be together, all in the same room. Will be myself, Kev Gret from the Rexer Show, Ichabod Crane, and pretty much confirmed as of today. I was chatting with him. Glenn from GRS, Glenn's Retro Show, all together, chilling out in the same room doing the Friday night arcade show next Friday. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
And I look forward to doing a bunch of live streams.
Oh yeah,
from Too Many Games. We'll be there for 3 days. Yeah, but I look forward to hanging out with those guys, and we will have an iArcade in the hotel room, so we will be able to game on the show that night.
That is awesome.
We're coming prepared. Ichabod's bringing the iArcade. I'm bringing the case of beer.
There you go. You got the beer and you got games. Of course, I'm Papa Brad. I have multiple channels. Papa Brad's Gaming, Papa Brad Live. I'm on a show called Arcade Talk on the Arcade Talk channel. Running some pinball tournaments. Right now, we're running 2 different pinballs. We're running
South Park is one of them.
South Park, and we're running Wipeout on the At Games. So come join our tournaments, Arcade Talk pinball tournaments. And I just want to thank everyone we made it. We made it through our first show. Well, thank everyone for tuning in. And I'm going to send us out with our music. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Thank you, everyone that showed up to watch the first episode. Make sure to subscribe to Evercadians. It's just Evercadians. Subscribe to the channel. Eventually, this show will be exclusive on there. First couple, we probably will do these multi-channel streams just to bring some, more eyes to the show. Yeah, but eventually, it will be all exclusive on Evercadians channel.
Yeah, just so more people get to see it. And thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everybody.
Dude, I'm ready to play some Evercade.
I know. Let's go.
Sure.
This is Papa Brad. Welcome to the Evercadians, a show for fans of the Evercade.
Brad, man, since we were last on the show, you are now a proud owner of an Evercade VS Founders Edition.
I know. I'm an Evercadian now.
Wow. Welcome to the club.
Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Brad, man, since we were last on the show, you are now a proud owner of an Evercade VS Founders Edition.
I know, I'm an Evercadian now.
Wow, welcome to the club.
Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. right, all right, all right. Evercade is bringing up the heat, bringing us Atari. And who do we have here?
Dude,
Brooklyn Menace, welcome to the show, brother.
what a great surprise this morning when I woke up. I did not even expect this. Out of nowhere, that video drops. Then I'm so glad that I went and checked Fun Stock just to see if they were on sale.
Atari. And you know what Atari means? We're getting berserk.
Dude.
Look who else we got here. Steps
Brad.
Gaming, welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
Brad,
I'm not really
been,
live. I'm not really live. It's a restream, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Brad, I know
I'm
you've
really
been living your life like a rock star all summer. And
I
when
woke
I
up
was
today at
messaging
4
you
o'clock
and I wasn't seeing your little
Almost missed
icon
out.
pop up, I was like, please wake up, Brad. You're gonna miss it. But we'll get into it. But I'm glad it worked out in the end and you have one, because not only that I know you love you're really loving the Evercade, but I know how much you love Atari.
I'm an Atari fanatic. I mean, so like Atari and Evercade together. Let's say hello. We got a lot of people in the chat. We got Rob Cat, more hardware, more ecosystem points of entry, bigger user base, greater positioning for licensing. Let's go. That's right, man. We got Mike Hawk. He's checking in, letting us know he's here. Got our favorite moderator, Jason. We got Goofy Foot. He says he's got wood. Ecopod is here. I'm not going to read that. Evercadians Assemble, of course. We've got Brooklyn Menace here. So glad you could join it. This was a very last minute pop-up stream. I just sent out invites. Whoever could make it, made it. Glad you're here, Brooklyn. Glad you're here, Steps. Got Leo here. Goofy Foot put a link up where you can order the Atari Wood Grain Edition.
Yeah, if you want it, I'm telling you, don't sleep on it, because
don't sleep on it. They're going to sell out, and this is going to be a super collectible.
Yeah, it'll be gone.
2,600 made.
There's only 2,600 made. They're individually numbered, so they're not going to make any more. I already know the deal. When Fun Stock gets any kind of limited Evercade drop, they always sell out. And then
I missed the first, like I said, that initial blast. I missed, and look who we got joining us! Boom! We got the Herb Wars.
Ran into Herb Wars at too many games over the weekend. It was so great to see him.
Herb Wars.
Oh yeah,
we got all 4 boxes filled now. Now it feels like a show.
Yeah, and I just did something stupid.
Did you just get one?
Yeah, I did.
You need to get this, Steps. If nothing else, I guarantee
I was like, you can't go wrong with the wood grain, because even if I get it and I want to sell it, it'll be worth more than what I paid for it.
Money out of it. If you decide that you don't want it, you'll be able to definitely get your money out of it.
Why would you want to sell it?
Why would you?
I don't know. I got the title one that I can put cartridges in. It's the same thing. I
say,
right?
It's always in the back of your head. I should grab another one to sell, but at the same time, I'm such a fan of this, and I don't want to be that guy that is greedy and that someone that really wants it can't get it. Even though I'm sure that there are those people out there buying 50 of them.
Then I thought, like, if I order 5 of them, that means 4 people that could have had one lose out. So I just ordered one for myself. How about you, Herb Wars? Did you get one of these, or are you waiting on it?
Yeah, I ordered it. I woke up at my normal early in the morning, 5 a.m. and it was already on the Discord. So that's how I picked it up right. And then Brooklyn messaged me a little bit later, and he told me about it too.
Of course, we're talking about. Let's see. We're talking about here is this bad boy right here.
Yeah.
This one actually. That one is actually sold out, I believe. But you can still get. Let's see.
You can get it for $7
sold out already.
More. You can pay $7 more and get the case anyway.
It's sold out.
It's $12 for the case.
Pre-order now.
That bundle sold out in about 2 hours.
Sold out, but look,
you can buy the thing separate.
You get them separate, yeah. So you just go to right here, pre-order now. Let's see if they still have them or they're sold out. So they're still available. It says add to cart. So you could still grab one if you want one, but it's not going to be long.
That's the last one. Now some poor guy is trying to add it to his cart.
This is going to be sold out. And that's why I felt like we better make a stream so we can let the people that watch Evercadians channel know that I don't want people to miss out on this, because this is very limited. There's only going to be 2,600 of these mugs made. Then they're gone forever. I had a comment from Jason. Let's see. I first saw the announcement when the regular edition of Atari and Technos. Figured maybe I'll pick one up when they're launched. When I saw the limited wood grain, he pre-ordered immediately. He made the wise choice. and got one immediately. We got Biggie D checking in. Good to see you.
You know, you
Now-
have a huge built-in library of Atari games on this thing, 50
I'm
games,
gonna-
which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is not a FOMO thing, because like if you sit, I mean, I'm not trying to like shill FOMO or anything, but like I waited on those Lynx cartridges. I was like, when I first started collecting Evercade, I could have gotten those Lynx cartridges for $18 each. And I was like, I'll just wait. And guess what happened, Steps? Now, if I want to get them, I'm looking at $50 each.
I think I paid $20 each or something.
So, I mean,
them.
like, you know, some of
Yeah.
the stuff, like, you could wait, but you could also pay, you know, through the nose if you want it later.
Well, this
So-
is different. I mean, this is a limited edition. When they say 2600, that's 2600 worldwide. That isn't just America.
Because it's through Fun Stock.
It's wherever Fun Stock ships to in the world. So, yeah, it's not that many.
I kind of look at the case isn't a big deal. They'll always be able to get a case down the road. It's not a
Yeah,
special case.
what
It's just
was-
a black case.
What was nice is if you got it, the bundle with the case, I think they only charged $1 more as part of the bundle.
Yeah, some people might not know what we're talking about. What are these crazy Evercadians talking about? I'm gonna show the video real quick. Here's a video of the new Hyper Mega Tech Super Pockets, talking about the Atari, the Capcom, the Taito, and the Technos.
I even think just the standard black one looks awesome. You know,
I
it's got
I
that
actually like
2600,
Yeah,
like but yeah, the wood grain is special. You got a limited edition box that it comes in. They'll both have the same
bigger.
games.
well, I can do this. Watch. There's the box.
Hmm.
There's the front and the back of it.
Yeah,
There's
the
how you
back
put
is
it.
cool.
Yeah, I like the color scheme.
You put in the Evercade cartridges.
So
Okay.
Brad, I was saying
I have
50
another link.
games.
Yeah, 50
2600.
Atari games.
You got 7800. You have the 5200. There were never any 5200 games on Evercade. And you also have Lynx games on here that were never released on any Evercade cartridges.
Yeah.
There is a list out there if you want to.
I have something prepared. Hold on a second. Watch this. Through
Okay.
the magic that is YouTube, I'm going to share a different screen, and we're going to have the whole games list in front of us in a second. So watch this. Boom. It's like magic. And here we go, guys. Let's do the Atari one first, because
It's a big list.
I'm a huge Atari fan. 50 Atari games, including games like Missile Command, Food Fight, Crystal Castle, Centipede, and Asteroids. Right there alone is enough to get you. But man, look at this killer's row of games. I mean, if you love Atari, first off, you get Arcade Asteroids, Arcade Berserk. I mean, I was shocked when I saw Berserk was on this. I was like, woohoo, Berserk.
That'll translate well to a handheld. And so will a lot of the 2600 games.
Berserk. Portable Berserk, Portable Frenzy.
Yep, Frenzy.
I don't know how some of these trackball games will work.
I don't know how Crystal Castles is
I've
going
been
to play.
surprised the
Yeah.
way they've converted some of the games to work better than I thought they would. But so you've got Canyon Bomber Arcade, which is a classic Atari game. You got Liberator Arcade. You got
Liberator's
Lost
great.
Tomb, which is great. Lost
Millipede.
Tomb is a Stern game. They probably got it when they got Berserk and Frenzy. So you get Lost Tomb, Millipede, Missile Command, Night Driver. I mean, look at this. Look at this list.
Was Centipede not on there? Millipede is
That's
there
the
or something?
arcade
Centipede's
night
on
driver.
there.
They have, I think, the home versions of Centipede. Let's keep going. Pong, Skydiver,
Adventure.
Super Breakout, Adventure, Aqua Adventure, the M Network version of Dark Cavern for the 2600, so an Intellivision title. Gravatar. Go ahead, Herb.
That's Night Stalker for Intellivision. Dark
Night
Cavern.
Stalker. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're getting. I mean, I'm just right here. Like they got me this first little row. I already see tons of stuff that I'm just having this in my pocket. You know, if you would have told Papa Brad when he was in the golden age of arcades that one day he'd be able to pull out Frenzy out of his pocket or Berserk and play it, I would have said you're crazy. And then I'm going to have Asteroids and
That
Missile
grandma's
Command.
gonna be hyped.
Like grandma, I mean, she's stoked. Street
Papa
Racer.
Brad's gonna have video pinball in his pocket.
I know,
Don't play video pinball. You might throw the whole thing in the garbage.
The worst version of Tempest ever made, the Atari 2600 Tempest. I mean, that one they could have skipped. I mean, some of these I don't know. I don't know much about Submarine Commander. Wizard? Have you ever heard of that one? I haven't heard of that one. Oh, but look at this. Yar's Revenge. I mean, the 2600 version, that is a definition of an Atari S tier 2600 game. Yar's Revenge is fire. What do y'all think so far?
I'm in.
So far, it's great.
Yeah.
Mike Hawk would have liked to see Food Fight Arcade, but you got the second best option, which is the 7800 version.
7800 version. We haven't even gotten into that. So far, we saw the Atari, the 2600. Now we're moving to the 5200 games, which they have that weird joystick for the 5200. What you got? You got some good games. Bounty Bob, Strikes Back, Countermeasure, Final Legacy, Miner 2049er.
Oh, they good. They use the 7800 version of Centipede.
I love Alien Brigade.
This must be a homebrew Zari Arena. But now 7800 games. Look at this killer's row of 7800s. These are like some of these are cartridges you can buy from Atari right now. You got Alien Brigade, Asteroids, Centipede 7800, which is like these two are super playable. Like to have a pocket version of these,
they'll probably play better.
Great.
Yeah.
Dark Chambers, which is like kind of like a Gauntlet clone. If you haven't played it, it's great. 7800.
Popular game.
One of the most expensive 7800 carts to collect is Desert Falcon, and guess what? Comes on this thing stock. You get it. Everyone gets it. Desert Falcon, Food Fight, Fatal Run, Ninja Golf. I mean, this is a killer. If you like if you're a fan of Atari, they're bringing you some of the best games right off the bat. I mean, it's insane. Steps. You want to read off some of these Lynx games for me?
Yeah, Basket Brawl Lynx. That is on the cartridge. Checkered Flag, Dirty Larry, Renegade Cop, Kung Food. What's underneath?
That's a good game.
What else we got here?
Robo Squash, Lynx,
Scrapyard Dog, Super Asteroids and Missile Command, Turbo Sub, and Warbirds. Yes, I think half of those are on the cartridges, or at least a good handful of them.
So pretty amazing game list for this Atari Super Pocket. I'm pretty excited for it. I actually like the red and black too. It looks good. Like the standard edition looks good. Like there's nothing wrong. Like the standard edition, I think will do really well too. I mean, once Amazon gets these, I think they're going to sell a ton of these. You know,
I like it better actually. I mean, I ordered the wood grain, but I'm going to order that one too. I think it looks cooler.
So let's see. We got Shotgun Sean coming in the chat. Good to see you, Sean. If you haven't checked out that gaming show, it was on earlier tonight. Great show. Make sure you stop by their channel and drop them a sub.
I think Sean picked one up live during the show.
Okay. We got Arcade Berserk is also a Stern arcade title purchase. I know Atari bought a bunch of the Stern arcades. Robcat would like to see trackballs be supported in the future.
There's been rumors about a special controller for past year or so, but they haven't released it yet. And in fact, that's what most people thought that the hardware was going to be instead of the alphas. But
yeah, actually, the Food Fight arcade is cool, but I think probably the joystick controls would work better on the console version because I think the arcade Food Fight used like one of those analog joysticks. I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. But I think the 7800 version will probably work better as far as porting it.
yeah, we have the 7800 version on, what is it, Atari 1 now? Or is it that second collection? Yeah, it plays really well.
Jason says that Bounty Bob Strikes Back is mega expensive for the 5200. If you want the real cart.
And the other thing about the 5200, if anybody here plays an original 5200, you know how hard it is to actually play those consoles because it powers through the actual auxiliary cord. So like those consoles are really hard to play. So it's pretty cool that we're getting 5200 games.
Okay.
But that's not
And the
it, Papa
controller.
Brad. There was another Super Pocket.
There's
announced
another
today.
Super Pocket. Can we watch a video again? Because I want to
Yeah,
watch a video one more
let's do
time.
it.
Let me get a double copyright strike. This will double my work.
Sounds good.
Oh man,
Okay.
down
Here
to
we
2
go.
cents now. Great about this one is
Double
this one
dose.
is stacked with all the games that are on the most expensive Evercade cartridge, and one that a lot of people aren't going to be able
I
to
know.
get.
And I mean,
Now
I'm,
they'll be, if they want to have those
I mean,
games and
I'm
play
a
them, they'll have them
massive
on here.
fan of beat 'em ups, and Double Dragon was one of the first ones. So I mean, we get basically not only did we get Double Dragon, but I think we got one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time on here too, which a game that I think is better than Double Dragon. So let's check out the list. 15 highly acclaimed arcade games. Double Dragon. River City Ransom. What do you think about that game?
Classic.
Classic. And Double Dragon was never on Evercade. They only had Double Dragon 2 and 3. on
This is
arcade
the
version.
arcade version.
Yeah.
Not the home version, the arcade version of Double Dragon. I hope they get the slowdown right.
They got
It's a bit-
both versions of Double
It's a
Dragon
bit
1.
tricky. It's a bit tricky to do it right. All right, iArcade actually hit it perfect with this. They had the perfect amount of slowdown. So we have Double Dragon, River City Ransom, Double Dragon 8-bit. What is that? NES? When they say 8-bit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Double Dragon 3, The Rosetta Stone. We get, look at the Double Dragons.
Double
We
Dragon
get
for Game Boy.
the Game Boy. Look at that. Then we got arguably one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all. I've played through this entire game with Steps, the Combat Tribes. Steps,
It's a good
tell us a
game.
little bit about Combat Tribes.
It's better than Double Dragon. I think
It is
that
a good
if you
game.
it's a really good beat 'em up, and highly recommend. I don't know what else to say to that.
This is one of those golden age cuts that I love. Minky Monkey. This game is surprisingly addictive. I held the leaderboards on this when it was on iArcade. I held the leaderboards for a long time on this game. This is a great game. You got Mysterious Stones, another deep cut. The only reason
Didn't
we
you,
don't
You
uh,
mastered that
Yeah.
one too, Brad.
I was
Yeah,
going
I
to say,
was-
didn't
I
you
was
do a
killing
video
this.
on that?
I've done a bunch of videos on these games. This game too is another one that it never made it to the United States, so we never got to see it. That's the only reason people don't know it. This game was released during the video game crash, so it kind of got cheated. It probably would have been right up there with a lot of other golden age arcade games, but because of its timing, it never got any light. Renegade.
So this Super Pocket is pretty much like a mix of the Technos arcade cartridge and the Technos home collection cartridge, and then you got a few games sprinkled in that weren't on either of them.
Was Renegade on either of them? Is it one of those ones that's not on the other ones?
I don't think
Not
it
sure.
was. Because Renegade's an NES game.
Okay.
Well, and it's also I think it's an arcade game. I know I have it on the NES. That's a really good beat 'em up. It's fairly
Okay.
short too.
And
I
I,
mean,
don't believe Super Double Dragon.
If
was
you're a
on any
fan
of
of beat 'em ups, this one's pretty hard to beat. I mean, look how many beat 'em ups you got. This is like a beat 'em up tribute almost. Look how many beat 'em ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I'm
9.
guessing that's the arcade port because it doesn't say 8-bit.
9 beat 'em
look-
ups. Pretty crazy. Crash in the Boys Street Challenge.
Super Dodgeball, was that on Super NES?
That's on NES.
Oh, NES. Okay, Super Dodgeball was the original title. It wasn't just called Dodgeball. Okay. Super Dodgeball in the arcade, I really, really like. I wish they had that, but it looks
Cool.
like it's yeah.
That might, I don't know, because it's not saying 8-bit version.
Might be the
That's what
arcade
has me
version.
confused.
Super Double Dragon 16-bit. What console would that be off of?
Super NES.
Super Nintendo. Okay.
Mhm.
Super Spike Volleyball and Blockout. Blockout's a pretty weird game. I've played that one a few times. It's pretty crazy. It's like almost like a 3D Tetris. Like the perspective's all crazy on it.
That was on the arcade too, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of these were. So let's get a look. It's baby blue and white. Looks good. The white buttons, white D-pad.
One thing that surprised me today that they didn't drop another like limited dual pack like they did with the first one. I expected that.
Like the clear ones.
And I'm still up in the air. What do you think? Or do you think that they're gonna do a limited for the Technos as well?
Well, that was funny because when I pre-ordered the Atari one, I kept looking for the Technos one and I couldn't find it on the website. So I was like, then I realized they didn't have one. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they won't. Even though I think that they would sell it because Technos is really sought after right now, those cartridges. I mean, and you're getting everything in this little handheld, so.
It'd be nice if they did. I could tell you this, what they've done so far with the limited version on the Atari is like way better and way more creative than what they did with the limited on the first two. Basically on the first two, the difference was the case is clear. They're still kind of like the same color, but the cases are clear. You can see through them. And but they did come in the same box together. It's like a dual pack. So I was 100% expecting that. Is, when I saw the video drop, I was immediately on Fun Stock.
Comment here from Shotgun Sean. It's cool how we can get excited for license releases like this. We have other ways to play them now, even with the EverSD. Just have a cart with a physical case and booklet means so much. Physical media. And that's really the cool part of me. This is part of, I think, of my Evercade addiction is the collectability. It's just collecting something and I'm enjoying it. Ichabod Crane just got his Team 17 cart.
Yeah, it's a good cartridge. I hear a lot, like, it's funny how you can get excited for things that we already have. I love the collectability aspect of it. Kind of think about it like these people that collected every Game Boy color and all the different varieties of those. They don't take up a lot of space. They look cool, and you can use them. You can enjoy them as well. And when people, I hear so much in chat rooms, it's like, why do we need another one? Why do we need this? Why do we need that?
But you can play all these on a Raspberry Pi. But
it's not about that, Brad. What I'm saying is why you need it is because you don't have to buy it. There's other people that are jumping into Evercade that might be brand new, and this is the first thing they're going to get. So everything is not out there for everybody.
Absolutely.
People, everything that Evercade has put out this year, there's always that group of people out there that are complaining about it. And if it's not for you, that's fine. Like, they're like, well, why did they do this or why did they do that? Well, because there's more people in this world that enjoy Evercade than just you. There's new people getting into it, and now they have the opportunity. You have a variety out there. You may get someone who doesn't even care about Evercade, but is just a huge Atari fan that would want this.
I'm surprised. Like, I've been carrying. Now I have this one. I have the Capcom one. I've been carrying this thing around with me everywhere, and every once in a while,
you bought the Capcom one too.
I got them all, Steps. I only have 5 cartridges left to have a complete collection.
When did you buy the Capcom one?
I just got it. I just got it in.
I almost brought mine to too many games, but we had the VS there.
The thing that's cool about these too, if you go to a convention and you're looking at anything Evercade, you could always plug the card in if you have one of these to make sure it works. Because sometimes the cards can get damaged or they cannot fire up. So definitely if you go to a convention, this would be if you're looking at Evercade stuff. You might want to bring one of these with you anyway, just to be able to check to see if you buy anything, right?
Or you might be the one responsible for breaking it from some of the things I've read. People put a cartridge in the Super Pocket and then it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, there we go.
I I was gonna say, Steps, you probably
Flexing.
don't want the Capcom one because if you played Street Fighter with that D-pad, you would want to throw it.
Yeah,
Yeah, have
probably
you
would.
played it on there?
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
little, you can't really do dragon punches or anything, but it's still pretty cool to have.
It's cool to have it, but it's probably not like the other Capcom games would be better, like some of the beat 'em ups and stuff on there.
Sure.
I don't
I could
think
see-
the
I
Super
could see playing
Pockets are
those.
good for any of the vertical shooters as well.
Mhm.
Not because the games aren't good, but because you're already working with a pretty small screen. So
Yeah.
then to have the game even smaller, it's really better and takes better advantage of
I
games
was
that fill out the whole
playing.
screen.
I was playing. What was I playing on there? Fire Shark or something. It wasn't that bad. It was okay. But yeah, you're right. It would be better to have a bigger
Capcom.
screen.
I found the way to enjoy
Like
my
Final
Super
Fight would be
Pocket.
totally playable.
All
on a
I do is
pocket
put
version.
like a pair of low power reading glasses on, and it's freaking crystal clear.
That's what I do too. Like if I'm playing something where I need to read something. Some games you don't need to read anything. You're just running around jumping. You're like a cat, like Captain Commando. I mean, what are you going to really read? Final Fight. What do you need to read in that game? Nothing. Yeah, but some of them, like if you're playing like something, like one of the Evercade cards, you might have to read, right?
See, on that one, the
wish-
best would be the Loot Master because that fills the whole screen
Yeah, the
I
Loot
wish they
Master.
would have.
as far
I
as
wish
like
they
the
would have
shoot
put
'em ups.
Mega Man 2 on that one, but they only put Mega Man 1.
That's the NES version though, too, huh? You getting the original
Yeah,
Mega
I
Man. That's
mean-
probably the most nostalgic version.
2 is.
2 is better.
2 is considered the definitive Mega Man 2, and then
Okay.
the second choice would be
2
3.
and 3. Yeah.
2
Yeah.
and 3. Okay. This is the title one. I've had this one for a while. I've been using the heck out of it.
Yeah, I'm going away Saturday. I'm bringing mine with me.
Dude, you have to play some Growl. Growl is awesome. It's a beat 'em
Growl's
up.
great. Yeah,
Really cool. Of course, you got one of my favorite arcade games. There's a lot of good ones on here, but Elevator Action, I've been playing the heck out of that. Always loved that game. Then we got, let's look at the Atari one more time. So, man, they're killing it. I mean, hardware, four of these mugs, 4 different options.
They said there was going to be more.
I'm still in shock. I mean, having Berserk, and the best thing is Berserk is going to play great on it. I mean, it's got the right screen orientation. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Just Berserk, Frenzy.
Well, now don't you wish there was a cartridge with Berserk on it?
I do wish they could get an Atari. I would probably buy if they had came up with an Atari arcade collection too, maybe.
I bet you they could only make a digital deal with Atari now because Atari's selling cartridges, and they probably don't want other companies making cartridges.
Well, they did release an Atari 26 enhanced version of Berserk a couple months ago. I don't know if you picked that up or not.
Yeah, on the VCS has been getting some new game drops since they acquired Intellivision, which is interesting. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
more fun stuff to add to the collection.
One more look at the Atari in the red. We'll take one more quick look at the Technos in the baby blue and white. Yeah,
I think
these
the
are pretty
Atari looks
cheap. I mean,
better.
I think when they come to Amazon, what are they, about $60? It's not an
Yeah.
expensive thing to collect. I mean, for the price of less than one new game on a modern game system, you can get this with all these other games. And it's basically a consoleized Evercade. So you can also play any Evercade cartridge on it. I think these are a home run this is a low entry point to get into playing Evercade games, I think. What do you guys think?
They are. I'm kind of curious to why they felt the need to have a different name for it, Hyper Megatech versus the Evercade name. But other than that, I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I think it's because originally Blaze was against like the whole online store aspect of it, even though it's not an online store. Like they didn't want to have digital only games because their whole point of the Evercade was physical cartridges. But when they released the EXP, it came with the Capcom, and then they were able to get Capcom only if it was digital. So I think that's why they did it, honestly, because they were trying to keep their Evercade fans.
It's definitely
happy.
a huge part of it. I mean, the physical media is definitely a massive part of the whole Evercade thing. I mean, if it wasn't physical media, I mean, that's a huge part of it, I think. What do you think? I mean,
I think
collecting
I like
it.
Herb World's shirt, man.
I do too, man. Look, that's a Brooklyn Menace shirt.
I don't even have that shirt.
The Friday
Hey,
Night
Brooklyn.
Arcade shirt.
Brooklyn, I don't even have a sticker. You've been stingy.
They're
Where are
coming
my
out.
I got a
stickers?
budge.
Where are my stickers,
I got a
Brooklyn?
budge.
Herb Wars, do you have Brooklyn Menace stickers? I don't have a single
Uh,
sticker for Brooklyn
So do
Menace.
my kids. My
I
kids
love
have them
stickers.
too.
I
don't
was
have any
giving out a
stickers.
ton of stickers at too many games.
So talk a little bit about Too Many Games and that content. It's on your channel now. Talk a little bit about it, Brooklyn.
It was, as always, a great time, and what made it so much better this year was I wasn't there by myself, just walking around annoying people. You know, I had my friends with me. We just had a great time. I didn't buy a thing. That wasn't my reason for going. Like, my whole reason for going was to hang out. It was such a huge surprise running into Herb Wars there.
Yeah, and Herb Wars was there too. Look at that. Herb Wars and Brooklyn were
I
both
left
there.
him alone with Kevgret
Too Many
because I was live streaming and he had his family with him. So I just hung out for a few minutes and then took off and then wound up losing
That's awesome.
Kevgret for about 2 to 3 hours. Ichabod Crane showed up that day. Didn't even know he was there. He was in the arcade hustling everybody.
Dude,
He
I
took
enjoyed
over Mortal Kombat, then took
Jenga
over
video.
NBA Jam.
the Jenga,
The Jenga
was
video,
great.
yeah.
That is a classic. That's going to live on your channel for a long time. That was definitely a classic, you know.
Those were big, heavy Jenga pieces, and when that thing went down,
that is a crazy video.
oh, it was so loud.
Poor people have to clean up your Jenga mess.
Well, I blamed it on the guy that picked up the pieces and then ran off.
Oh my goodness.
There was no Sonic Girl though.
They said these are Mike Hawker says these are supposed to be the value products to compete with My Arcade or the impulse buy stuff on the retail shelves.
These are better
Absolutely.
quality.
Yeah.
This is better quality than My Arcade. Nothing against My Arcade, but this Evercade stuff is better quality. I would have to say 100%.
Yeah, they are solid little.
You know who else has been super busy? You know, I'm going to pop the camera in full screener. Steps Gaming.
Hey,
Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, because you've been a busy camper.
I've been to 22 theme parks since April.
In how
Wow.
long? In about a month. 22 theme parks in a month.
A couple months.
Yeah, it's insane. Tell us a little bit about some of your videos, and tell us about your new channel.
Well, Theme Park Plunge has just hit 500 subs. I went from 80 to 500 between April and July 2nd. Today is when I hit 500. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've done a lot of traveling, I think, right? I have been to anywhere from small parks like Waldameer in Erie, Pennsylvania, Michigan's Adventure, to large parks like Disney and Universal, you know, Cedar Point, Kings Island. I've been all over the East Coast for the most part so far. I still gotta get to Eastern Pennsylvania. I've been to Western Pennsylvania, and I need to get to maybe even like Boston or something. But my summer of adventure is kind of winding down. We're gonna be on like a 1 trip per month basis now, which is nice. But I got a bunch of content still to come from my last trip, because I was just gone for about 2 weeks from touring the South. Had an interview with the general manager of Six Flags over Georgia, which is on Melanin Coaster Network. That was a pretty cool interview, and we'll see what's next. Silver Dollar City is supposed to be next, so we'll see if I go somewhere before then. But I don't think I will.
Excellent. Shout out to Gotham City Arcade for joining us. Go sub to his channel if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you here. We got a question that is theme park related, which I'm gonna have to defer to Steps.
Okay.
Steps, tell me what's up with the Cedar Point Six Flag merge. Is this good?
So the Cedar Fair, which is the parent company that was Cedar Point, was their flagship, roller coaster park. They also have Kings Island, Six Flags, or not Six Flags, sorry. They merged with Six Flags anyway, and they have a 51% share. So actually Cedar Fair had more shares in this deal. And the management of Cedar Fair took over. They only kept one board member from Six Flags. All the other employees that they kept on the board are all Cedar Fair employees, but they kept the Six Flags name. But when the merger went through yesterday, their new logo is the same logo as the Cedar Point logo, except it says Six Flags. So they made the Six Flags logo look like the Cedar Point logo. And so now they're all one company. They all have like 40 some amusement parks. It's insane. So you go to a theme park, there's a good chance it's a Six Flags at this point. So there you go. But is it good? It's probably good for the Six Flags parks because Cedar Fair had better management. I don't know what it's going to mean for the Cedar Fair parks, but I think also prices will go up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like these new hyper mega techs are going to be available at Best Buy and Amazon. So these things are going to be everywhere. So that's cool. So big chains, Amazon and Best Buy will be carrying them. Of course, if you can get one now, Funstock has them, of course, too. I've been ordering a lot from this place in Canada. Yeah, y'all
Video
use
Games
that
Plus.
Video Games Plus because all the cartridges are like way cheaper. You know.
Yeah, but Funstock, they always get the exclusives.
Yeah.
I do think that black and red one looks pretty sweet. But
Yeah, it
black
does.
and
but that
red
one's
is
not going to
pretty
be
cool.
worth any money like the wood grain
Not
one.
like the wood grain. I mean, people want to worship. They worship. You know, us Atari fans. We lived through the wood grain phase. Like we worship the wood grain. Like even my VCS is wood grain. I like it. I like the wood grain, but that's because it's to me it has nostalgia because I lived through that horrible time known as the 70s. Everything was wood grain. You know,
they could probably just put like a logo on there. It's a special edition and no other difference. And people would be wanting to buy the special edition.
That is true. That is true. The fact that it's limited.
The nice thing is I'll actually get this wood grain. Unlike the last wood grain I pre-ordered, I'm still waiting on. That'll never happen.
When am I heading to Six Flags Mexico? I'm not.
Leaving the country?
Europe will be the first place I go other than Canada, probably.
So let's see. Is there anything you want to promote? You do some weekly videos, or Wars. Tell us a little bit about the videos. You did a really good video on the convention. Want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just do random videos about gaming and collecting and rambling mostly. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I just want to point out, these two guys here, these two guys at the top, they have complete Evercade collections. You have every cartridge, everything everything that Evercade has ever put out.
And every console and every limited
I'm
edition
lower tier. Wait a minute, let me just see. I'm lower tier. But I'm only missing 5 cartridges now. I have every cartridge but 5. So I'm down to 5 last grails that I need to collect. And steps, we don't care, if you don't have all the cartridges, we know you're a super retro gamer. You're always telling me about retro games. I know I've played a bunch of retro games with you on the iArcade when it was online. So, and plus you've been doing some cool stuff. I saw you did a fighting game stream where you're playing Street Fighter.
I was playing Marvel Capcom or whatever when I got back. It was a very low tier stream. I just started streaming. I was like, whatever goes. It was very casual.
I do want to eventually do a stream with you where you beat me on every Street Fighter game ever made on the Evercadians. We could show all the games, and you could actually beat me in every Street Fighter game that there is on that new alpha coming out. So
yeah,
you ready for an invitation, a challenge?
I realize that I'm probably going to have to buy every Evercade cart that comes out going forward because everyone's going to have it. So there you go. That's going to be a thing. I'm not going to go back and spend $200, $300 for Technos 1 or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm down to that. Those last 5 are going to be hard to collect. But I got a couple grails already, but those are going to be hard to collect.
That's the exact reason why I was just letting my friends know, look, if you want one of these things, just grab it today, because if you decide later on, when you see it sold out, that damn, I should have picked it up.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be on the secondary market.
And
people are going to be marking it up
all retro
2-3
gaming
times
stuff too. It's like doesn't necessarily mean the game was great. It just means it's out of print, right? Like some of the most valuable retro games, they're not great games, but they didn't make a lot of them. And when they ran out, that message makes it collectible. So, I mean, that's kind of the way it works with retro games. It's not necessarily the greatest games, but when you can't get them, that's when they start to become valuable, right? Look at that.
Nice.
Looking good.
Yep.
Okay, so does anyone else have anything else to say? Because I'm going to send us out if not.
Friday night arcade show this Friday at 10:45 p.m. Might pop on and do something tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet because tomorrow is kind of like another midweek Friday for me, since we're all off on July 4th. And I'm working on, which you don't see a lot on my channel, but is actually one of my strong suits, is a lot of edited content. So I do have a whole series about the alpha, which will come out at some time. I am waiting for all of the videos to be done instead of just putting them out one at a time. I want to drop all 3 at once when they're done. But right now my time's being taken up with, I already started work on my Too Many Games 4K footage.
Awesome.
Trying to make it an easy watch. You're just going to see a lot of stuff real fast, you know, and I hope people enjoy it when I put it out.
Dude, you know what I want to see you do, if you can, at some point? Since the Shmup Junkie takes other people's videos and puts them on his channel now, I'd love to see you do like a Shmup video and submit it to him and then get it on his channel. That'd be great.
That would be cool.
Okay. So with that being said, of course, I'm on the show Arcade Talk. I think we're doing a show Thursday. I'm pretty sure. But if not, we'll be on the next week. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And as always, stay
legit.
Thank you. Thank you. I figured you knew it. Take care. Peace.
Brad, man, since we were last on the show, you are now a proud owner of an Evercade VS Founders Edition.
I know. I'm an Evercadian now.
Wow. Welcome to the club.
Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Hey Evercadians, welcome back to the channel. It's Papa Brad. And today we've got some exciting news that's going to make your Evercade collection even more legendary. If you're a fan of classic gaming like Papa Brad, this update is going to blow your mind. Let's talk about the new cartridges coming to Evercade. First up, the hot news. Legacy of Kain collection is making its way to Evercade. That's right, you'll soon be able to relive the dark and mysterious world of Nosgoth on your favorite handheld console. From the haunting tale of Soul Reaver to the gripping adventures in Blood Omen, this collection is a must-have. For fans of story-driven action games, man, I remember playing this on my Dreamcast. It's going to be fun to relive it on the Evercade. Next cartridge you want to talk about is Bitmap Brothers Collection 2. Bitmap Brothers Collection 2 is also on its way. If you love the first collection, you're probably going to be thrilled with what's coming next. Expect more iconic titles from the legendary developers that brought us timeless hits like the Chaos Engine and Speedball 2. These games were a huge part of the Amiga era, and now they're coming to the Evercade. Heck yeah. Next, we've got the Thalamus Collection, to bring you some of the most innovative and challenging games from the Commodore 64 era. Thalamus was known for pushing the boundaries of what 8-bit gaming could do. Now you get to experience these groundbreaking titles on the Evercade. Get ready to dive into retro gems like Creatures and Hunter's Moon. And finally, last but not least, one of the most iconic gaming franchises of all time is coming to the Evercade. Of course, I'm talking about Tomb Raider. Yes, you heard me right. Lara Croft's original adventures will soon be playable on your Evercade, bringing back the classic Tomb Raider action to a whole new audience. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, this is a release on the Evercade you definitely don't want to miss, and it's coming out soon. With these incredible collections on the horizon, there's never been a better time to be an Evercade fan. What are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Evercade updates. Until next time, happy gaming. This has been Papa Brad, reminding you to always stay legit. Thanks for watching, Evercadians, and I'll see you in the next video.
Brad, man, since we were last on the show, you are now a proud owner of an Evercade VS Founders Edition.
I know, I'm an Evercadian now.
Wow, welcome to the club.
Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right. Welcome to the show, Evercadians episode 3. What's up, guys?
What is
Hey.
going on? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, man. And we got a lot of work to do here tonight. And we're going to jump off with first off a welcome to the show. Everyone say hello. My name is Papa Brad. I have a bunch of channels. Papa Brad's Gaming is probably the biggest of them. I'd like to introduce my partner in crime, Brooklyn Menace. Tell them about yourself.
Brooklyn Menace from the Friday Night Arcade Show, and also this show, the Evercadians. And my channel's name is Brooklyn Menace.
I am Steps from Steps Gaming. I am on the Friday Night Arcade Show as a sidekick as well, and I have content on my channel, which you probably already know of, that is currently streaming a lot of Nintendo Switch games. So there you go.
Shout out to Steps Gaming.
What's up, guys? I'm Herb Wars. I got a YouTube channel called Herb Wars, and recently you've probably been getting sick of all the Nintendo World Championship videos, but I'm having a good time covering it.
Excellent. I'd like to welcome everyone to the show. I'd like to welcome some people in the chat. We have my family. Welcome, Video Game Vegas, Andy's Game Room. Good to see you. I just subbed to Andy's Game Room. Just gave him a sub today. I got Brooklyn Menace, of course. Let's see who else we got. Got Rich Odello here. We got Gregory. Good to see you, Gregory. And Mike Hawk Hertz. Hope everyone is having a nice Saturday night.
Hey, speaking of the Nintendo,
something I shouldn't have said.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was going to say, speaking of the Nintendo World Championship, I want to be addressed as Balloon Fight Nintendo World Champion from now on.
Absolutely.
We're not worthy.
Since I got number 1 in Balloon Fight.
Balloon Fight World Champion is here in the house tonight with us.
You should have been like, I'm kind of a big deal.
Welcome to the chat. And we're going to talk a little bit about some Evercade. First, I produced a little video spotlighting some of the games we're going to talk about. There's a bunch of new cartridges coming out since the last time we met, and so I'm going to play a quick little clip showing the new cartridges that are coming out. So let's do it. Hey Evercadians, welcome back to the channel. It's Papa Brad, and today we've got some exciting news that's going to make your Evercade collection even more legendary. If you're a fan of classic gaming like Papa Brad, this update is going to blow your mind. Let's talk about the new cartridges coming to Evercade. First up, the hot news. Legacy of Kain collection is making its way to Evercade. That's right, you'll soon be able to relive the dark and mysterious world of Nosgoth on your favorite handheld console. From the haunting tale of Soul Reaver to the gripping adventures in Blood Omen, this collection is a must-have. For fans of story-driven action games, man, I remember playing this on my Dreamcast. It's going to be fun to relive it on the Evercade. Next cartridge you want to talk about is Bitmap Brothers Collection 2. Bitmap Brothers Collection 2 is also on its way. If you love the first collection, you're probably going to be thrilled with what's coming next. Expect more iconic titles from the legendary developers that brought us timeless hits like the Chaos Engine and Speedball 2. These games were a huge part of the Amiga era. Now they're coming to the Evercade. Heck yeah. Next, we've got the Thalamus Collection, to bring you some of the most innovative and challenging games from the Commodore 64 era. Thalamus was known for pushing the boundaries of what 8-bit gaming could do. Now you get to experience these groundbreaking titles on the Evercade. Get ready to dive into retro gems like Creatures and Hunter's Moon. And finally, last but not least, one of the most iconic gaming franchises of all time is coming to the Evercade. Of course, I'm talking about Tomb Raider. Yes, you heard me right. Lara Croft's original adventures will soon be playable on your Evercade, bringing back the classic Tomb Raiding action to a whole new audience. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, this is a release on the Evercade you definitely don't want to miss, and it's coming out soon. With these incredible collections on the horizon, there's never been a better time to be an Evercade fan. What are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Evercade updates. Until next time, happy gaming. This has been Papa Brad. All right. Well, I wanted to show, not tell. We got a good look at all the games. You know what? Brooklyn Menace, they added one since I made the video. They added the Bitmap Brothers 2.
Yeah, and that has some interesting stuff on it.
I love the Bitmap Brothers cartridge. That was one of the first ones I ever played when I played it with you on the Friday Night Arcade show way back when.
So I have a question. So the 2 giga carts, if you had to buy only one, and if you buy one, you can't buy the other. Out of the 2, which one would you want?
For me, it would have to be Tomb Raider, just because of the nostalgia I have for it. I think they're both great games, but for me, it'd be Tomb Raider. How about you, Brooklyn?
I'd probably go with the Legacy of Kain.
How about you, Steps?
I'd probably go with Legacy of Kain. I'm somewhat tempted to buy that. I don't care for Tomb Raider that much.
Herb Wars?
I'm a huge Diablo fan, so I'm all about Legacy of Kain.
Okay, awesome. Well, you know what I'm a fan of? Big boobs. And Tomb Raider, they got some good ones.
They're a little pixelated in those
versions.
A little
pixelated, but for its day, it was cutting edge. I mean, yes, I'm so glad that it was. Originally, it was going to be just a generic Indiana Jones-esque character, and the addition of a hot female lead made that game, I think, what it is. Let's face it.
It definitely wasn't, and I still remember to this day the first time I was going down that open corridor and the T-Rex came out. It just blew me away.
That is a gaming memory I'll never forget. I mean, but you know, everyone has their favorites.
Papa Brad, I'd like to suggest a game called Dead or Alive on the Dreamcast.
Oh, I'm a huge Dead or Alive. I own that one. I own that one. Steps.
Based on what you said.
Jizzle physics in that game. They actually have jizzle physics. Jiggle physics.
I gotta tell you, I have Tomb Raider and Thalamus on the way. I got the package along with the T-shirt, and I'm probably gonna pop in the Thalamus collection first. I'm really excited to play Creatures.
I am too, and to me, one of the strengths of Evercade is the games that you've never played that you experience for the first time, like the ones that are the deeper cuts, and that's one of the things that I think is great about it. I mean, what are some games that you discovered you liked? Because Steps, I know you've been doing some live gameplay of some Evercade games.
I'm excited for Toaplan Collection 3. It's got Batsugan on it. That one's gonna be really cool. I'm really looking forward to the Data East. I still need to buy Data East 1, and I still need to buy Toaplan 1. I have Toaplan 2, which is kind of weird. I bought 2, but I think 2 had a title on it I wanted more, and when I bought it, I got 2. I wish I could get Bitmap Brothers 1, but I think it's like hundreds of dollars now, isn't it? To get Bitmap Brothers 1? No? It's not available anymore?
Not yet.
No? How much is how much it
I think it's still readily available.
I think it's still available. I think you can just order it.
Oh, really? Okay, I thought that was one of the rare ones. Hey, it is nice to see you, Mr. Moore. of Melanin Coaster Network.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Welcome to our stream. Welcome to our stream. And by the way, if you don't know, Steps Gaming also has an amazing channel where she covers theme parks. You want to just mention it? Do a quick plug. Come on.
Yeah. I'm a YouTube manager for the Melanin Coaster Network, the greatest roller coaster network in the world, right? And then I have my own channel called Theme Park Plunge. It's easy. It's just Theme Park Plunge. You can check it out. I've gone to 23 amusement parks over the summer. There's vlogs for pretty much all of them. And it's fun. I still got more more videos from the summer that will come out, but I am taking a break from touring now, and it's nice to be home playing some video games, here, and then I got my Evercade over here. I got a lot of things going on.
We let Steps plug the theme park channel because she brings the Super Pocket with her. So
yeah, she does. So it's actually
Still mixes both
Evercade
worlds.
content. She actually got her. She loses her Evercades when she goes on these trips. So thank goodness Super Pockets aren't that expensive.
Yeah, Cedar Point got my first Evercade. Too bad.
What do y'all think? Crash Bandicoot ranks higher than Tomb Raider? Mike?
They're so different.
They're so different. Yeah, I guess they are very different. One's an action adventure. One's kind of like more of a platformer.
I'd rather play Crash Bandicoot, but that's my style.
You never played Crash Bandicoot? I love Crash Bandicoot, but isn't it like a PlayStation? Isn't he like a PlayStation mascot?
It was, and then it got sold to Activision, and then Activision now is owned by Microsoft, I think.
Let me ask a true retro gamer, Herb Wars. What do you think, Crash Bandicoot or Tomb Raider? Which one's better? Which one's better? If you got to pick one.
What's more nostalgic for me would be Tomb Raider, because that was one of the first games my brother and I played through on PlayStation. So yeah.
Yep, and I'm just glad to be here with the world champion at Nintendo World Balloon Challenge.
Balloon Fight. Balloon Fight is the name of the game. And it was so funny because I was working my butt off to get Donkey Kong, and I ran a flawless Donkey Kong. And that's not what I wanted. I wanted Balloon Fight. I wasn't even trying.
You showed me who won. They cheated. They were going up invisible ladders.
Yeah, I showed you. I showed you. I was so pissed. I had a flawless run because I didn't think there's any glitches because they took all these other glitches out. And then I see who won, and I see their video, and I'm like, what?
When I watched that video, I was like, what the? How's it even possible?
But apparently that's only on the NES, because I actually said in one of my videos, I was like, this isn't in the arcade, and then Rexer confirmed it. I didn't know you could do that in the NES version either.
I've never been
I was so pissed. So pissed.
Actually, it makes me want to put the real cartridge in and actually try it out. I have yet to do it though.
Yeah,
it works, but they have other glitches that they have in the cartridge too. But Nintendo doesn't allow it. It says this strategy is not allowed, but that other strategy they must have forgot about and didn't take it out.
Yeah, because he was the champion that week. I mean, he did that glitch with the ladder, that invisible ladder, and he won.
Yeah, because Nintendo forgot to take it out, like they did the others.
Lie, man, it felt like it was a little bit cheap to me.
Surely
you saw my run, didn't you? See my run, Brad? The one run I sent you
was close to perfect. Like if you were going the traditional way you would go, it was close to perfect. I don't think you could have done better.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, we like to show not tell. This is the Toaplan Arcade 3 cartridge that's going to be coming out. I don't even think they're available for pre-order yet, are they?
Not yet.
Not yet, but these are day one. I'll pre-order all these.
Those modes. I want 100%. I want both of those.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Toaplan 3 is probably the best cartridge of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Batsugan alone is arcade royalty. I mean, just the Batsugan versions are enough to push it to the top. Yeah,
we've all played probably every game on that cartridge.
Do love Too Crude, Crude Busters. You can check out. There's a video on the Evercadians channel where I spotlighted it. That's a fantastic game that's going to be on one of the cartridges. Experience with I never played Legacy of Kain. Don't shoot me, but I've never played it. But I did play a little bit of Soul Reaver, and I had I don't know if it's, I think I had it on the Dreamcast though, but it's been a long time, so I'm kind of looking forward to that cartridge and revisiting Soul Reaver. Anyone have any memories of Soul Reaver?
Yeah, in Soul Reaver they kind of brought it more into the third dimension.
Yeah, they're different games. I have it on Dreamcast as well. Legacy of Kain, I don't know if I own it or not, but I don't really remember playing that game, but that looks pretty fun.
Is it? It looks more like Diablo, like you were saying, more like an over the top view. But I love those kind of games. So I think this cartridge is pretty strong pack. The Legacy of Kain collection. Let's look at the other cartridges that are coming out. The Thalamus collection. This is all new for me. So those will all be new games. Have you all
It
played
looked
any of those?
decent. I haven't, but it looked good.
None of the games on that because most of those games were more popular in European countries. So
those
it's
Amiga
kind of like a
games?
treat for us here in the United States getting those
Are
games.
those Amiga or Commodore 64 for the Thalamus collection?
That's a Commodore 64 collection.
Commodore 64 games. Okay, it looks really cool. Then we've got, of course, Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3. And I think we're all probably getting that's a given. Then we have the Bitmap Brothers Collection 2, which I didn't even get into my video for some reason. That's why I overlooked it. But so lots of new cartridges coming. It's an exciting time to be into Evercade. Looking to get all those. I know Steps is going to be selective. I'm going for a complete set. So
I can't afford a complete
like
set.
Pokemon cards. I got to have them all. But I know that for you, you're going to be selective about what you collect, and there's no right or wrong answer to that. Everyone just has to decide, how they want to collect.
I should buy the games that I'm going to play.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I saw it. If I'm not gonna play Tomb Raider, for example, and I'm going to play Data East Arcade 2, well, I should buy Data East Arcade 2. That you know what I mean? Like
it's just a valid point, as though if you're looking to collect something, this is something that you can conceivably collect it all. Like there are things like if you're looking at like building a complete NES set, there's so many cartridges you need, it's almost impossible. It's like such a big number. But this is something that average person could conceivably get a complete set. Although I'm down to 4 cartridges, Brooklyn.
It gets a little ridiculous with a few of them, but I already have a complete collection, so just picking up the ones that come out every few months is easy at this point.
Slow too. It's not even once you're caught up. It's not even a grind because they only do a couple a year. It's not that many cartridges.
My family asked what controller I use to play the Nintendo World Championship. You all are gonna laugh, but this is what I use.
Is that a Bluetooth connected?
Yeah, it's the Switch. It's the Switch Online N64 controller. Okay. I use the D-pad on it because I like it better, and then I use the blue and the green, or the blue and the green button over there.
Yeah, I definitely encountered the Soul Reaver game on the Dreamcast, and I remembered it was really cool. For the time, I mean, it had a lot of talking and stuff, and that was all kind of still new, So it's going to be funny going back to like a retro PlayStation 1 type game,
I think that I'm going to be tempted by that Soul Reaver and Legacy of Kain, I think, a little bit. But I just don't know if I have time to play it. But it looks really it looks really good. I think it looks better than, at least graphically, than the Tomb Raider one.
Okay.
So Gregory in the chat wants to know how much is an Evercade card. So the typical price on an Evercade card is around $20.
Yeah, they're not expensive.
Giga cards are a few dollars more, maybe like $24. So
the only time they get
terrible.
expensive is when they go out of print and they lose a licensing. Then they become what they call a legacy cartridge. And there's not that many that are legacy cartridges where they're real expensive. I mean, but there are a few that can get up there. So, okay, you ready for topic 2? Let's get into it. Topic 2, Evercade Alpha sneak peeks. Thanks, Crazy Burger and Retro Dodo. Links are in the description of this show. Step canceled her Alpha order. Sorry, Steps. I had to put it in there I only put it in there so I didn't forget. But I think we're all getting the Evercade Alpha, but Steps. We're all getting the Evercade Alpha except Steps. Okay.
Care to explain Steps?
Let's continue the show. Anyway, you're always welcome here. You're always welcome
I think that I thought about it, and I think Kevgret was right, at least in the fact that I could get more use out of this. This has HDMI. I could put this on a TV. I could stream it. I could put this on whatever I want and use it. So this for $99 is a better deal for me. Now, do I like the Evercade Alphas? I do. I think the 350 was a bit much for what it was, but I could see why people that really are really deep into it would want it as a collector item.
Absolutely.
I think if I was going to get it again, like if I was like, hey, let's go ahead and get this, I'd probably do it off Amazon for the 229 instead.
We're diving deep. We're gonna go under the hood, Steps. Under the hood.
I don't need
Really
six
secret pictures.
I don't need 6 marquees. I'm good with just for me it'd be the Mega Man Power Battle marquee, or if I had the Street Fighter one, it'd be Alpha 2 marquee. Those are the 2 marquees I'd want.
Well, I think what's going to happen is, number one, we already know the price is going to go up to its regular price. Right now it's on discount for pre-order, but I do have a feeling that shortly after release that the editions with the Sanwas they're going to sell out. They're going to be gone.
Yep, I do too.
Yeah, I got the whatever the deluxe one was with the Sanwa controls, just as an arcade gamer. I mean, I would do it myself anyway. I know how I am.
Yeah, the other thing is I saw what it looks like inside, and I go, oh, I could mod that myself if I wanted to put a Sanwa controller in there.
I showed you that. See, I'm trying to get the FOMO. I'm showing you the good stuff.
I pretty much care more about the Sanwa controls than the extra marquees. The extra marquees, I'm pretty much going to just choose one and always keep it on. It's not like I'm going to be switching it depending on which game I'm playing on there. But they're not terrible to have, whether you're just going to leave them in the box or if you want to use them to, decorate a little bit on the counters in your home arcade space. There's nothing wrong with having those extra marquees.
I just don't have extra money to spend at the moment, so I gotta buy things. If I spend money, things I'm actually really gonna use. And so that's why I with the cartridges, it's like, well, would I use Data East Collection 2 more than Tomb Raider, for example? Yes. So I gotta make my decisions that way.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a sneak peek look at all the hardware, and we're going to be able to talk over it. It's going to go to the side here, and we're going to get to see all the Christmas presents before Christmas. Here they come.
Awesome.
You all ready? Let's
go.
Here we go.
Look at that beautiful sight.
And there's the grip, new boxes, super pockets, Steps. You won't regret the Atari. You can always resell it. That's going to be a good collection. Sound let me know in the chat so we can't hear it from our end. I kind of want to get the Technos one now, the blue one.
Oh, you didn't get it?
I didn't get it, no, because I'm the only one I ordered was the Atari, but I might order the other two. They look pretty cool.
Yeah,
well, don't you already have 2 of them?
I know. I'm collecting them all. Steps. I'm getting it all. These pictures are from Crazy Burger. Here's some pictures of the Evercade Alpha. It's a bit smaller than I thought. How about you guys? What do you think?
It definitely looks smaller when you see it in person.
Yeah.
But that's also a good thing because the space that I have reserved for it, that's going to fit perfect. It does make it portable.
It just looks high quality though. When I look at these pictures, it does look really good.
Yeah, well, so Crazy Burger was pretty much on the fence about even if he wanted one, and once he went over there and he played it, it's almost changed his mind where he possibly wants one now, and he did say the screen quality is incredible on it.
There's the blue controller that's coming out. Pretty cool.
That's only
These pictures are from Retro Dodo. These pictures that are on the side. Just trying to give you a total picture of what this is going to look like when you get it in your hands.
The way they have those controls set up, because I can't tell you how many controls I've switched on arcade 1-ups and things like that, and I know a decent amount of controls. That would be a very easy swap. If you bought the thing for $225 or whatever it is, and you're like, I want to upgrade these controls, you could do so very, very easily and cheaply, it looks like. Now, avoid your warranty, but they're pretty much plug and play. Just have a screwdriver and make sure the wires go in the same spot. Pretty easy. Pretty simple task.
That EXPR looks nice.
I
really just love this new color combination with that charcoal gray and the teal blue.
Yeah, it is cool.
Did you buy the EXPR?
Color like that. I still have my
I already have the EXP, the black one.
Because I thought you were collecting every single unit they ever made. So
I don't collect every single unit, but I do. If they do release anything that's limited, I'll collect that. So see on the back of the EXPR, it's more of rubberized on the back for better grip.
Yeah, I like the matte finish. It looks kind of stealthy. There's the box that the EXPR will come in. And here's some little clip of Tomb Raider in action on the Evercade. Just a quick little clip.
I'm playing it on the Alpha.
Yeah, you're gonna play it on the Alpha. That'll be cool.
No, I'm
You're
joking.
not gonna play it on the Alpha.
Yeah,
I would
that's
think
not going to be
you wouldn't
playable
wanna
on the
have
Alpha.
I would
This
think
one you
wouldn't
need to
wanna have
use
a
the,
stick
unless you want to
controller.
use
You
just
need
the
gamepad.
control plugged in. But
Oh,
yeah, this is definitely
It'd be like a
requires
fun
gamepad.
challenge, though.
yeah. I mean, it's possible, I guess, isn't it? I mean, you could definitely all the cartridges will work in it. All the
It's
Evercade cartridges.
it's possible to just use the Alpha as your screen and sit in front of it and plug in a controller.
Yeah, but don't you remember those videos of the gamers, like where there's giant NES controllers and each guy has to control
There's
one
a
button?
game Video Game Vegas was talking about, Crew Busters.
Yeah, this game's awesome.
That's Data East Volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
That game is
Yeah.
so 90s. It's just great.
So 90s.
So
it's
much
great.
stuff going on when you play it.
We have a spotlight video on the Evercadians channel of the game if you want to check it out. Brooklyn, every song in that game claims as a copyright claim. Every single song. It's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I know. You wouldn't think. Crew
What is
Busters.
it, Aerosmith or something?
No, it's just video game music, but it all claims. Got some more footage of some new games coming out.
Sometimes overseas companies go and try to claim video game music, and then you got to
Going
argue
out
with the
raspberries. What is that?
blackberries.
Blackberries? That's crazy.
They look like
I think that
raspberries with
cartridge
blackberry colors.
I think this cartridge is going to be a hit. The Bitmap Brothers too,
I think the
It's gonna be like a
Bitmap
hit.
Brothers is going to be awesome.
Be-
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of good games on there. There's 6 of them, but they're all unique.
Yeah. This God's game looks cool. Look at this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like the gladiator looking guy.
I want to play that second Cadaver game.
Uh-huh.
I liked Cadaver on played it on the Amiga. That was pretty cool.
This reminds me of the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES, like just the design of the levels and stuff. The
Mhm.
one that people didn't like, but actually it's a really fun game.
I remember when we played Splatterhouse on the Friday Night Arcade show. That was fun. That kind of reminds me of Splatterhouse. Okay, there we go. There's the new Super Pocket, the Technos one, the baby blue. That's pretty
Yeah.
sharp. Might
It's
have to get
also
one of those.
the only Super
Open my
Pocket they
collection.
didn't do a limited edition for.
Yep.
Pretty cool. There's the Atari, the standard one with the red and the black.
There's the wood grain.
There it is.
Yeah, I snagged 2 of those.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I wish I would have gotten 2. I just got 1. But as a fan of Atari, this was like, my wood grain fetish was well served. I worship the wood. That one's all wood grain.
I
Had
like
to get
the regular edition too. The black and
black
red,
and red
really
does look
looks good.
Yeah.
Because how many of these are going to end up being like stocking stuffers at Christmas time? And that's a good little retro present for people.
If you know someone that's a fan of the 2600 and hand them that, even if
Like
they
the
never
game,
bought one Evercade cartridge, I mean, they have 50 games on there to play.
50 games.
And those type of games are going to translate very well to that small screen.
Absolutely. And we're winding down the hardware showcase of all the new Evercade hardware. Quite a bit of hardware. I mean, that is like a mountain of hardware, Brooklyn. That was a lot to take in. That was a lot to process.
Yeah, they definitely announced a lot of stuff this year.
I hope that
Steps
does
should
well
be
for
the
them.
guts, because Steps
Well-
is a big modder. She knows about modding the controls.
I hope that
the
does
more
well.
the more different ways they have to play, if the alpha is the thing that it's going to make some people that would have never bought an Evercade buy it, the more hardware they have out there, the more cartridges they sell, and that's the whole point. So
Absolutely.
you don't have to own everything they put out, but at least they're giving like an option for many different people.
And
I'd like to see a bigger one. Even just like what do you call it? A bar top would be.
I think it
cool.
can happen, depending on how everything goes with the alpha, the popularity. I wouldn't be surprised, if
I don't
we
know.
see an announcement for a bigger one within a year or two after that.
I don't know though, because their main audience is, you guys got to remember, is Europe, and they have smaller houses and all over there, which I wasn't aware of until it was brought to our attention before. And I think that the size that it is might be the perfect size for their majority audience. I don't know if they're going to cater to us, but it's possible.
Yeah. So let's see here. Andy's Game Room says, "Man, I missed that wood grain Atari one. I would have snagged that sucker."
We put the message out. We were trying to make sure people that wanted them got a chance to get them.
That was the Evercadians episode 2 was a special edition show, and we did it.
It went fast.
When you could have gotten the Atari, we put it out. So make sure you're subscribed to the Evercadians channel. We totally covered it.
Send me a DM. I'll offer you mine for double the price.
Steps so what are your block as soon as she gets it?
What are your guys' thoughts on the delays? Because we had kind of a slow start of the year for Evercade, and now it's all going to be jam-packed with the delays of everything. It's all going to be coming out roughly around the same time. I was just curious because this summer we haven't had a release yet. I mean, we have one coming up this week, but it's been pretty slow on their end. And I'll be honest with you, I'm excited for the alphas, but I'm not going to be surprised if they delay it because they're known for delaying everything.
Well, they call it Ever Delays.
The
channels call them Ever Delays.
Yeah, that's a good name.
I'm new to Evercade, but I'm watching Evercade content. They call it Ever Delays. But I do want to make one suggestion. I don't know if Evercade's going to watch my tiny new channel, but I'm going to give you, from an arcade fan, someone's been in this arcade game for a little while. They need to put some screw hole covers over those screw holes. It would be easy to do, and it would be a cheap upgrade that would make it look a lot better. On the sides, they make these little plastic covers, and they should cover up all the spots where the screws are. That's just my opinion as someone who's bought a lot of home arcade stuff. What do you guys think?
Yeah, most likely, once I look at it in person, I'll probably just pick up some covers online and put them on myself.
Yeah, but I would prefer if they did it because they could color match it. And that's going to be hard to do if you have that baby blue Capcom. But I mean, it's a beautiful looking product. They could even make it better. I'm not that person that's always about the room for improvement, but my room for improvement as someone who's been around home arcade stuff for a long time is make sure they put some screw hole covers in with that kit, especially if, it is a at the price, I think that's reasonable to have that.
Yeah, I kept looking at those pictures and I go, I shouldn't have sent all of my extra Sanwa product to Bobby for free. I sent him 6 Sanwa sticks, buttons. It was
now you could use it for this mug. Look, the Sanwa will go right in there.
Yeah, it's I gave him a box. It's this big full arcade parts. I'm I don't need these anymore. Send them to Bobby.
Yeah.
Mark Stevenson, watching on my channel, wants to know if there's a USB port to use an external hard drive on the Evercade. No, there isn't. All the USB ports on the front are just for the controllers, but you can. I've plugged in PS5 controllers, I've plugged in Xbox controllers, and they just work. They work well.
Well, that's cool.
But can't plug in any kind of external hard drive.
But there is that Evercade.
I was going to say the Ever SD, which is basically it's shaped just like an Evercade cartridge, and you put SD card in it and put that in. Yes, you have that out there.
Okay, and
That's not Evercade sponsored.
We're ready for topic 3, Brooklyn. Topic 3. Name one Evercade and one console game you would think would be ideal for the Evercade. I'm going to do that. The one arcade I would like to see is the Dragon's Lair trilogy brought on a Mega Cart. And the one console game I would like to see the Resident Evil trilogy brought to Evercade. This is our next topic. My 2 recommendations were Resident Evil
happened.
Whoa.
Looks like Brad just kicked himself out of the show.
Uh-oh. Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still here.
We're out live on all of Brad's channels?
Okay.
Brad's back.
Okay.
Yeah, I would recommend Resident Evil would be my pick for console, and Dragon's Lair. Because we're gonna have the arcade. It would be cool to have Dragon's Lair on that tiny arcade and have a little tiny Dragon's Lair. That's just my picks. Okay, so who wants to go next?
So for arcade for me,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see Smash TV
Mm-hmm.
and Total Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
Although it would be a little tough because it's a twin stick game, so we'd have to have some sort of, proper control for that. And I'd love to see from TurboGrafx the entire Bonk's Adventure trilogy.
You stole mine.
Oh man, the Bonk Mega cartridge.
Stole mine.
There we go. Oh man, you didn't know I was going to stump you.
No, you didn't stump me. I was like, I already knew what I was doing for both, man. Because Bonk, Airzonk, all of that would be a no-brainer. So here's
I didn't even think of them adding Airzonk, and I was just thinking more of the
you gotta put Airzonk
platformers. But
you
if
gotta
they also
put
threw in
Airzonk.
Airzonk, and then at the what is that, Hillbilly something?
Yeah, Airzonk too.
Yeah, that was pretty much Japanese
Rockabilly.
It's awesome. Yeah, there you go. Rockabilly.
Yeah. Okay, so I got it. Okay, here we go. I want for the arcade game. This is very easy for them to get because they already have some IRM games. Ninja Spirit. How about that? Easy win. Amazing game. Absolutely love it. So that's a shoo-in. I think it could happen, right?
Yes, good choice.
Since Bonk is gone, I wanted it.
Game.
Yes, I know. I wanted this to happen in any capacity on any system. I wanted to see the oh man, I had the name and then I just went totally out of my head all of a sudden. Legendary Axe series to come be officially
awesome.
re-released again. Because that game, even though you could play it illegally, it's kind of like disappear. It's not being re-released, and it'd be really, really cool to see. And there's so many others. If they make a partnership with Konami on Bonk, there's so many other TurboGrafx things they could come out with. You got the Hudson Soft shooters, the Soldier Blade series, all of that would be amazing as well.
Yeah, Steps, could you imagine a cartridge that is just a TurboGrafx shoot 'em up series? Like maybe 8 of the best.
TurboGrafx shmups, yeah.
Oh man, TurboGrafx killed it with the shoot 'em ups.
Speaking of the best, we're gonna have
They
Herb
still
Wars.
hold up to this
Herb
day.
Wars, one of my favorite retro game channels, going to answer that question for us. Herb Wars, you're up.
Okay,
No
so
pressure. Let me make you full screen so there's no pressure.
Arcade, I would like to see the Gunbird games. I mean, I'm a huge Gunbird fan. Besides Gunbird, if that's impossible, I would like to see some like Neo Geo games, SNK, which I think would be really easy for them to get the license for. In fact, I'm pretty sure they might have already gotten it. At least that's what the rumor is. As far as console games, it'd be cool to get some like Sega Master Systems, like Ease 1 and 2, or Ease 1, and then maybe try to get Ease 1 and 2. It'd be cool to get more RPGs on the handheld. I'd be excited for that. Golvelius, so I'm going to see some cool Master System games, personally.
Awesome. So maybe a couple RPGs. Okay, great job. The next thing we're going to talk about. Let's see. Let me pull up my notes here. Is everyone having a good night?
You know what? Speaking of Ease, man.
Talking Evercade, Brad, how could it be a bad
Ease would be awesome.
Here's the thing they could do with Ease. They can make an Ease collection, and they could put the book 1 and 2 from Master System, and they could put the TurboGrafx version 2 if they could fit it on the Giga card. I don't know if they can, but that would be amazing,
iArcade had Ease.
Yeah, but it was not a good version. It wasn't.
Still,
as good
they
as-
had it,
Yeah, they did. I think Falcom would do it for sure. If that to me, that TurboGrafx version, the Turbo CD version, is the very best way to play that game.
sure.
But the Master System's the original way in the U.S. and some people have nostalgia for that and Phantasy Star, the original on the Master System. The other cool thing with Ys is Ys Book 4. There's an English translation that was a fan-made translation of that Japanese sequel. It's a true sequel to Books 1 and 2, whereas Ys 3 was a totally different game. If they could get something like that and release it, that would be really, really sweet. That sounds like something almost like Atari would do, where Atari's like, oh, we got this homebrew person that did this game, let's make that come out, you know? So anyway, you got me all excited. I love Ys Books 1 and 2 for the TurboGrafx is one of my favorite games of all time.
Good recommendation. Good recommendations from everyone on the channel. We're going to go back in time. We're going to go back in time for a retro review from Herb Wars. What? Back in time?
All right, let's go.
Time machine.
Let's go.
Machine. He has no idea.
You didn't even tell me.
Time machine. I know. It's a retro review.
Oh, God.
This is
probably cringeworthy.
from back in the day. And it's on this cartridge. He knows what it's going to be because it's one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah.
It is on this cartridge. And I'm sure he knows what it's going to be. So let's check out a quick retro review from Herb Wars.
Submarine game, isn't it?
There might be submarines in it.
Yeah.
There might be a sub in it.
It might be. And we're taking a look at In the Hunt.
Today I get to talk to you cool cats about IRIM's 1993 shooter, In the Hunt. In this underwater shooter, take control of the submarine known as the Granvia to stop the DAS, also known as the Dark Anarchy Society, in melting what was left of the polar ice caps to destroy the rest of Earth. In the Hunt uses two buttons, one to shoot your bullets horizontally and the other one to shoot your buttons vertically, as you need to concentrate on what's happening above water as well as in the water itself. Players also have the ability to control the scrolling of the map. It's not auto-scrolling, so you control your destination, basically. Some viewers of this game might notice similar graphics to a famous SNK game known as Metal Slug, and you would be correct, because the people that created this game eventually went on to create Metal Slug. There are 6 different stages in the Hunt, and each one of them play differently, and it helps keep the gameplay nice and fresh. My favorite boss is this boss here from stage 4. It looks like to me like a 3-headed turtle, maybe dragon, snapper turtle. I can't really figure it out, but his character design is really cool. Difficulty is definitely up there, but his character design is great. I notice if you try to stay at the bottom, you don't normally get hit as much, but you have to wait for them to come down. And when you respawn, you see that shield around you. That's your shield for respawning. And when this boss is getting weaker, he turns red. As you can see, I'm not the best game player, obviously. This isn't an easy shooter. This is like R-type hard. Here we go, guys. This is my favorite stage. This is stage 5, and this stage plays completely different because, as you see throughout the whole stage, you're being chased by this giant rock giant monster, and you have to work your way up the stage. So you're playing the game completely different, and this is what I really love about this game, is it keeps it fun. The idea is fresh, and it's just not the same gameplay over and over. They did a really cool job with it, and the music is pretty damn good in this. Not my favorite boss, but absolutely my favorite stage to play in this game. Here's a different boss battle by the same guy that was chasing you. But this, you're not really so much focused on shooting him. You're more or less focused on dodging these blocks that are coming down to hurt him and do damage. You have to shoot the blocks, not the enemy. And then dodge the blocks to watch it fall on his face and drop him off the screen. So this is a pretty cool boss battle, and it's different since you're not physically shooting the boss himself.
Dude, that stage looks sick.
And after 6 stages, you find yourself to this pretty cool cutscene. Totally worth playing this game. It's a unique shooter. It's not your typical space shooter. You're underwater. You're able to shoot up and down, up and across, and it's a really fun game. Each stage is completely different than the first, and each boss battle is completely different. Personally, my favorite boss is stage 4, but my favorite level is stage 5. There's endless replayability on this because you want to try to do better than you did on the previous run with the amount of credits you used. I could totally see myself maybe challenging myself to only use $2 and see how far I could get, or maybe $1. That gives this game so much replayability. Anyways, guys, this is a game that's not as popular by IRIM. Maybe you guys want to check out. Thank you so much for watching. Herb Wars out.
Now that's a game that will be very playable on the alpha.
That is going to go in my alpha day one. I don't know about you, Herb Wars, but I love that game.
It's actually funny that you played that because one, I didn't know you were doing that, but my nephews and I were actually playing IRIM Collection today on the Evercade. We were playing R-Type though, and because they were saying how good of gamers they were, I was like, all right, play R-Type. Let's see how good you are.
Play this. Play this.
How quick did they rage quit, Herb Wars?
They were, they didn't go over well. Yeah, they're great at Fortnite, but it's not the same.
No.
I rage quit at the level where the entire level is that giant ship.
Stage 3.
I cannot get past that.
Oh, it's so bad. So hard.
You're in such tight quarters, just getting totally annihilated from every angle.
Yeah, and I know some people on my channels, they're not used to Evercade, but this is what Evercade is. When you open up the box, you have a nice cartridge. And do you remember when you bought games and it wasn't just a code? It actually came with a manual and a book. Look at this. I mean, the physical collecting, I love getting these little books. Look at that. Moon Patrol. It's got all about the game. That's one of the cool things with the Evercade. It's physical media. Look at that. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, definitely a plus when you open up the cartridge and you have the manual in there.
That was from, believe it or not, that was 2 years ago. Herb Wars, you made that video 2 years ago.
Ian Hobbies in the comments here says Ryan from Blaze made some emulation improvements on In the Hunt.
That is great.
Yeah.
I haven't played it on Evercade yet, but we've all played it on Arcade. I'm yet to beat it.
I played through the whole game on my Super Pocket.
I keep getting frozen.
I played it on the Evercade. It was. I think it was in my Evercade when the Evercade disappeared. So unfortunately, I need to get it
what
again.
IRIM was.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
it's a great cartridge.
Actually, though, that's a cheap cartridge to replace. You would be crying if you lost your Lynx 2. Of all the cards, the Lynx 2 steps, that one you would be crying if you had to replace it.
I don't have too many, but I could bring. Let's see, what do I got here? I got Toaplan Arcade 2, Technos Arcade 1, Atari Lynx 2, Atari Lynx 1, and Namco Collection 1. That's what I have.
Is Namco 2 the one with Splatterhouse? I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, this one's got Pac-Man.
That's one of the ones I need, Herb War. That's in my 4 that I'm still missing.
What's on your Pac-Man and Dig Dug and whatever? I don't know. I haven't opened this one because this one I think has been going up in value a bit.
Which one is that? Technos?
But no, this Namco one.
Oh, okay. Actually, when Evercade first came out, both Namco carts were the most expensive, but by most expensive, they were like $30. But now they're.
Gregory says you look like a baby without the beard.
It's funny. I never had a beard until COVID. Or sorry, I don't know. We're not supposed to say that, but whatever. I grew it out then, and now I never. Every time I shave it, the kids don't want me to.
Awesome. And
damn, that Namco Collection 2 is going like for $200 in some cases.
Wow, is it really?
Yeah, 100 to 200. Namco Collection 1's going for 60 plus like $20 shipping. Yeah. So
wasn't Technos the most expensive? But I guess
definitely.
Now.
Some people are starting to try to get 300 for that.
Oh yeah, they're getting 300. They're getting it. Look at the eBay listings and what they close at. They're getting it. They're asking for it, and they are getting it. Welcome to
Wow.
the stream, Hollywood Polo. Welcome to the stream 5 Banaka sprays.
That's Cuddles.
Yeah, Cuddles Arcade.
Oh, is it?
Good
I
old
didn't know he
Cuddles
was
is
still
here.
around. He was the man. I liked him.
Yeah, Cuddles is here.
Worms Collection 1. Worms Armageddon. Wasn't that the big one on the 64 that's like worth a crap ton of money now?
It was, yeah, N64 Worms Armageddon.
What version is on here? The PlayStation? On the on a cartridge?
I believe so. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it right now because I went through eBay and I saw Worms Collect. I remember playing Worms in college, like with a bunch of people on that cartridge on the 64. It was like super popular.
Awesome. Good to see you. Okay, so Gregory says your brick turned out nice. Brooklyn Menace, talking
Thank
about
you.
your background. You're looking real pro there. Looking real pro. And we're gonna close this out by shifting gears. Everyone shift their gears. You're shifting gears, and we're gonna talk about this mug right here. All right. It's a 7800 plus. Woo! Atari.
Nice.
What's up, man? Okay.
So
I'm
the
just jumping in,
7800 plus,
Atari
isn't it pretty
6800
much almost like a reshell of the 2600
It
plus?
is exactly the same as this mug right here, but in a beautiful 7800 package.
And I think it has wireless capability.
It does have the ability to do the wireless joysticks, which is, I mean, yeah, if you're an Atari fan, if you're an Atari nut like me, like if you, I mean, I still collect original cartridges.
Like me.
So like, I am 100%. I already have my order in for the version with the paddles and all the extras. But anyway, it is retro. It is kind of related to the Evercade. Anyone here getting the 7800 plus besides me? I know you have one of these mugs, don't you, Brooklyn?
I have the 2600 plus. I won that
That's awesome.
from Jason Little Alien, who I see in my chat room, and it's awesome. I wound up picking up the paddle set, and then shortly after they were pretty hard to get for a while until they started restocking them, and it's great fun. I mean, it just takes you right back. It's always fun playing on something that's pretty close to the original hardware, playing those games that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's I love it. I mean, I play my Atari 2600 plus all the time. Actually, for me, I just want to have one in each one of my arcade rooms. So, you know, a lot of people are like, "Well, why would you buy it? Because you already have the 2600 plus." But for me, I want to have one in each of the rooms without having to move it back and forth.
Plus,
I
they'll
do
look
it with
nice.
original
They
hardware,
look
too.
nice just even set up next to each other.
They look nice
Go ahead. I'm
on
sorry.
on the mini shelves. Like if you have like mini consoles, they look nice next to them too. Like I picked it up and they released, the only thing that sucked is they released that and 10 games at the same time. So when you added that all up, it was like 600, almost $600. I mean, I got it all, but I was like, damn.
You got everything?
Oh
Dang.
yeah, dude. That's how I roll. Yeah, it was
Herb
crazy.
doesn't play. You
It's
got
hard
all the
out- it's hard out
cartridges.
there for a pimp. That's all I gotta say. Man, dang.
Yeah, well,
I saw people that said I got it all, and they showed it how much it added up. It's crazy how much they're charging for these re-releases of the cartridges.
they're $30 a pop. I think it was like 500 and something. But the thing I screwed up on is it actually comes with that Bentley Bear game, and I didn't realize it, so I bought
Bentley
Bentley
Bear
Bear.
game is great.
So I bought an extra copy of it when I didn't have to.
Maybe you can get a refund.
It'll just be a giveaway.
Yeah, you're
That's
gonna
all.
get you're gonna get a double. But I've heard that is one of the best homebrew games. Like everyone that has that game says it's amazing. So
It's on the VCS. Do you have it?
I don't have it on the VCS. I think I did order the 7800 plus. I think I'm just gonna wait and play it on that when it comes.
The one cartridge I've been wanting is Mr. Run and Jump.
It's good.
The 2600 one.
Yeah, it's super expensive though, just for the single game.
Is it?
The thing I was disappointed about is you spend a lot of money on the Mr. Run and Jump, and the 7800 re-releases come with manuals, and the 2600 Mr. Run and Jump, both versions, because I have both versions because I'm a psychopath, neither one of them come with a manual.
And they have a modern version of it, which you can just get
Sealed.
on any of your consoles. Yeah, play it on there.
Yeah.
That's 7800 plus. That is a sexy looking console. And to be honest with you, it looks a hell of a lot sexier than the original NES system, which, I don't know. But that 7800, that's a sexy console. It looks way better than the 2600 too. I know people like the wood grain. They have nostalgia. I don't necessarily have nostalgia for the wood grain. I didn't have that console, but that 7800 plus, like, even though I didn't have one, I look at it and I like the design. That would hold up. That holds up today. I want that 7800 plus.
I always liked the 7800 design though.
Brad, do you have the old plastic wood grain drawers for the cartridges?
Man, I wish I did. I don't have those.
I used to have those.
I got some 7800 games here though. I got Food Fight, the re-release, and I've got Ninja Golf.
Nice.
And you're keeping them sealed?
Well, for right now I am. I have the real cards. I have the cards for some of these too. I got Food Fight when I went to Southern Fried Gaming. So it's been like I might leave it sealed because I have the original. But 7800 is hard to collect for because of the eBay prices right now are really high. And you almost have to go to like stores and collect from real people and avoid eBay at all costs because the eBay costs on 7800 stuff are way out of whack, in my opinion. But,
I do that with Evercade. I'm always like searching Facebook Marketplace to see if there's anyone out there that doesn't know what they have. And actually, there have been a few. Like, I recently saw someone selling a whole collection. It didn't have the Technos in it, but it had a lot of stuff, and when I added it all up, they were selling it for a little over $100, and everything was in mint condition, and it definitely added up to about $400 to $500 in cartridges and hardware.
I wasn't alive in the 70s.
Yeah,
it's weird. I've been to all of these conventions lately. I don't care how many booths you visit, you don't see any Evercade stuff.
Nothing
yet. I've not seen one booth.
Brooklyn. I was going to make a video where I asked every booth at Southern Fried Gaming if they had any Evercade cartridges, but I literally had nobody say yes. So I felt like it was too negative. So I actually just all that footage of me asking every booth if they had Evercade cartridges, I didn't use it. But it's funny because I would go to every booth and they looked at me like, "What do you want? What do you want?" I'd be like, "Evercade." And they
Brad,
were like,
do you have that here?
We don't have that here. You want some Genesis or Nintendo?
Do you have an original 7800 right there with you or no?
It's in the other room. Yeah, I do have a 7800 original hardware.
All right.
Yeah.
I was like, let me see it.
Yeah. I'll go get it. Let me kick off screen for a minute. I'll go get it.
Awesome. I'd love to see it.
Mine's connected, but it's like right up below that TV.
Yeah. I think just the design of that's gonna sucker me in. I do. I mean, we'll see though. I also want to support. Like, I like this idea. I want to see other companies do it. My chances of getting Konami to do that with the TurboGrafx and cartridges is slim to none. But if I could get a Master System or a Genesis or a Game Gear, that would be really cool.
So look, you have these mini consoles. Like Atari is doing stuff right with the 2600 plus. You can actually put real cartridges in it. Why doesn't Nintendo do that? I know they released their minis, but why don't they do something where even if they released another mini and they just put out collections of
They-
like some of the original stuff on these tiny little
It
cartridges.
won't happen.
that you
Switch
can put in there.
online, baby. Switch online. All their
Okay.
money's in
Yeah,
that
but
Switch
they're like
online.
they're like losing out on a lot of money on
They're
those
making
consoles.
they're making a yearly
people
cost.
would buy those cartridges up.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Same thing with the Sega Mini. It's awesome, but it has the cartridge slot, but it's nothing in it.
Okay, I'm gonna go full screen out of respect for Steps here. Steps, this is what a real Atari 7800 looks like.
Oh, it doesn't look as sharp as the one that they redid, huh?
This one has seen a lot of use, man. Seen a lot of use.
That strip in the middle they made it bolder in the new
Look at that.
remake, didn't they?
I got an Atari mat sticker on it. How cool is that?
Yeah.
He actually plays music with Atari. He makes music with Atari. But
It's the same design, but they changed that metal strip.
Yeah, actually, some of the later ones had like a rainbow thing, which is really pretty.
Is that what they? Is that what they?
I got this. Todd Tucky was walking out in the flea market with me. I got this with controllers, $20. $20.
Wow.
$20.
That's what Southern Fried Gaming.
Southern Fried Gaming flea market, and this is the cartridge that lives in it. You see what cartridge is living in it?
Food Fight
cartridge.
Two cartridges I always have in here is Food Fight.
7800 version is like the next best thing to the arcade.
And then my other standby, my other one that's always on. A shout out to Rich Odello. He sent me this.
Hero is awesome.
Nice.
This is probably my favorite Atari game ever made. And I love this game as a collector.
Brad, don't think I didn't bring that up to Rich Wodello when I was hanging out with him.
I love that. And every day,
he gave you that cartridge, not me.
Every time I put it in the machine, I think about how blessed I am to have someone that watches my content that would actually send me this. For me, is my Grail cartridge.
That's seriously one of the best games on the 2600.
It's great, man.
It still holds up.
So was this flea market like at the actual expo, or was it outside the expo?
It was outside of it in the parking lot. And I did a video on my channel.
I'd probably seen it. It's just been so long.
Yeah. But
it was like a year ago?
Yeah, it was like about a year ago. But yeah, this is my 7800. So I mean, I've got original hardware too. And I play this through like an old school TV, but once you start playing the 2600, they did such a good job. And once you can even update the firmware, and then the compatibility is really good now. I mean, almost everything works on the 2600 plus 7800 plus platform. So like, I enjoy playing these retro games on this giant TV beside me, and it's a lot of fun. So,
did it get any games with it for $20 or?
No. I mean, I was surprised I even got it for that. I was like,
did it come with a controller and a power cord and all that?
I got a controller.
Yeah, it's a hell of a deal. $20.
$20. $20 working. So I don't know. That was not my best deal I ever got. Was I got an Atari 2800, which is a Japanese Atari, and those are really rare. And I got that for about $70, and that's like a super collectible for Atari fans. But
you made a video on that, didn't you?
Yeah, the 2800, 2600 that everyone knows. 2800 was a Japanese only Atari. But anyway, I just wanted to do a little talk. I mean, Steps, you think you might get one of the you might get a 7800 plus, maybe?
If I was gonna get one, I think that would be the one I'd get. I think it looks cool, you know. It's like whatchamacallit, Detroit Love was saying on Super Game Roof Dudes. He's like, oh, that looks great. Yeah, so I thought too.
I wish they came out with the original 7800 controllers, though. I mean, that's the only downside of it, but I still got it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got those two, but those weren't the original controllers.
No,
they have
numbers.
No, it's like a crazy joystick thing.
Yeah, it has two.
And then the buttons are on the side.
Yeah, they're kind of weird.
I have those too. I can't play with those. Actually,
I was going to say it's more comfortable with the controller they chose because your thumbs end up hurting. You get like a finger cramp.
Is that a totally redesigned controller, or was it a later in its lifespan controller?
I think that was like a European controller, if I remember. Wasn't it, Brad? I think it was a European controller.
It was a European controller.
Yeah, and my original controller, I think I got that one too. But the new ones come with wireless. Yeah. But the original 7800 controllers were a little uncomfortable. If you ever played on one.
Yeah, and the 7800 controller was not great. That's why I started looking for alternatives. But the more exciting thing, which Atari really no one's talking about, they have a wireless 2600 joystick as well. An
Mhm.
original, like the original 2600 joystick, but wireless. So that is pretty cool.
That comes with the bundle.
Does it come with it? No, I think it's a wired joystick.
No, I think it's wireless.
Is it wireless for the
I'm
Atari
pretty
joystick
sure.
too? Well, it doesn't matter. Either way, I think, it's good to see Atari's making some moves, I mean, and at least Atari's doing some stuff in the retro market, and they're doing some good. I like everything I've got from Atari has been pretty good quality. How about you, Herb? I know you've ordered a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I have no complaints. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
happy with everything. And
Mhm.
I'm a sucker because I buy everything. I literally buy, like, yeah, I just hand my wallet
Oh,
over.
you're right. It is wired to what comes with it. It comes with wired.
Yeah, but it's brand new. It's
But the
brand new.
7800 controller is wireless.
No, but they make a 2600 wireless one now too. They added
Yeah.
that, so you can order one that's wireless. I still need to
Yeah, I'll
order
be
it. I haven't
ordering
ordered
that.
it yet. I'll probably end up getting one.
Yeah,
And,
that's pretty cool.
You see here. Yeah, welcome up. Atari-Cadians. We're now the Atari-Cadians. That's right. We need a whole nother channel and show.
Got plenty
The
of
Atari-Cadians.
Atari on Evercade, so it's
Yeah.
relevant.
You do have
Yeah.
plenty of Atari on Evercade, which is great.
Well, think about it. A lot of people learned about Food Fight because of the Evercade.
Yeah,
Such a great
yeah,
game.
yeah. Food Fight is great, man. Food Fight is great, and that was pretty much the show. That's what I came up with for Evercadians number 3. I would like to thank everyone for watching. You know,
Nice.
don't make sure you
Berserk.
pick up your new wave toys, Berserk.
I think you can find one. I just brought it out real quick because they're making it for the 7800. You could buy the cartridge. You could buy. There's the legendary axe.
Oh,
I don't have the
Yeah.
second one complete. I only have a card, I think, somewhere.
I think the first one might be more valuable than the second one.
and I'm
Man.
gonna tell everyone, go subscribe to Herb Wars channel. I just hit 4,000 subscribers. I don't need any more subscribers.
Don't say that. You always need more subscribers.
I do, but I'm saying go subscribe to Herb Wars. He's got a great channel. Go drop this man a sub. But I would like to chill out some Herb Wars. I'm already got enough subscribers. Brooklyn Menace, you're up. What do you got? I got lots of stuff going on. My Laserdisc videos are going through the roof. I did some videos on Ninja Hayate, a Taito Laserdisc game, and those videos are doing great. So what do you got going on? And of course, everyone knows Papa Brad is a huge fan of At Games. As Herb Wars also has the At Games pinball, the new one, the 4K, right?
Yeah.
You'd have him come
Oh,
on
shit.
on Arcade Talk sometime or hang out with me. Talk about some pinball.
Yeah, I wanted
Brooklyn
to do
Menace.
it today, but I got stuck at work.
What you got going on, Brooklyn Menace? I know you got some big videos that are going to drop.
I do. I have so many more highly produced videos that I'm working on, but one that I've been working on since last week, started it on Saturday, is set to drop tomorrow. I really hope people come and check it out, see what I can do as far as highly produced YouTube content. And besides that, on the Friday Night Arcade Show, it's the return of Game Fight Season 2. This time it is called Game Fight Deathmatch. We're going to be putting some of the most classic games of all times up against each other, and only one's going to survive. We'll see who makes it to the end this time. This time it's going to be more personal, Brad. Because people are going to see some of their all-time favorites from the arcade getting killed off in the Game Fight Deathmatch.
Oh no. Well, you know what? I have a pretty long fuse and I haven't rage quit yet. And Papa Brad's not afraid of competition. I like to swim with the sharks. You can see when I play. I mean, I'm always on the leaderboards playing with all the sharks. I don't mind it. I like it. Iron sharpens iron. Isn't that right, Herb Wars?
Yep.
So
I'm excited for Game Fight too. I think you guys do a great job on the Friday Night Arcade Show. It's
I love the
really,
Friday
it's
Night
such a good show.
And let's jump to making steps uncomfortable. There you go. Enjoy.
We're all YouTubers, Brad. You can't make us uncomfortable.
No.
Steps
Not anymore.
Gaming.
Not anymore.
Steps Gaming. We talk about Nintendo at this point, I guess. Okay, I talked about Atari this week. I did talk about the 7800 Plus. That video's doing hella views in Pakistan, and appreciate my fans from overseas. And I hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll see you at whatever next show I'm on.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you're always welcome here. You're always welcome here. And with that, man, you know what I didn't do, Brooklyn? I did all these contents, and I didn't make an intro for the show.
You didn't make an outro?
I didn't make an outro.
So we'll just say goodbye.
So we'll just say goodbye. And, thanks for watching. We appreciate you. We're going to
Bye, everybody.
Play the video showing all the awesome cartridges that are coming. Thanks for watching.
As we always say, thank you so much for watching. It always makes it so much better when we see all our friends from the community in the chat room, and even when we see new people popping up, some new faces that we haven't seen before. We always appreciate it. Makes the show that much better. And I always enjoy watching the replay, reading through the live chat.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And I'm gonna send you out with you want to see Papa Brad Kung Fu grip video?
Everybody was Kung Fu fighting.
Yeah, let's just roll out.
Let's say it, Brad. Take us out.